Whew.
Dun, da, da, da. Gordon.
Sorry, buddy.
Gordon, what's up with all your gear, man? You look geared out.
Oh, yeah, no, it's just, although I don't believe in the hat, but
You don't believe in
what do you
hats?
do? I don't believe in flat brim hats. It should only be worn by like 7-year-olds.
That's why you bend it, man.
You can't bend
it's,
these.
It's like
Is this supposed to be
yeah, you
bent?
can. Why not? You bend the crap out of it, man. It's yours.
No, because it's not supposed to be.
What? It's like it's basically like a baseball mitt. You know,
does not-
it comes really stiff, and then you have to
No,
like
it
break it
doesn't.
in
This-
yourself.
This is meant. In fact, the failure of this actual. I mean, not that Adam is using low quality merch here, but it should be flatter, because how like the bent brim people got to have it bent.
Well, actually, it
The
was
flat
flat.
brim people have to have it like.
Actually,
it's got to be like so flat you could you should
Razor
like
blade.
yeah you could.
So actually, it was flat, but I knew you'd complain about it, so I tried to pre-bend it. But I was like, you know what? I
What?
don't know how bent he wants it.
You can't.
You can bend it, dude. Why not? It's yours.
It's not designed. It's
Yeah,
because you're outside
of
the
course it is.
design. It's the hat has not been engineered to be
Well,
a bent brim hat.
Guess
is
what?
I'm saying.
If you want to buy your own, if you want to bend it, you can. You can do whatever the hell you
you can
want
make
with it.
anything into bell bottoms by cutting it up and adding fabric, but it'll
Yeah,
just
there
look
you go.
like terrible.
How do we get to bell bottoms?
It's just because it's a fashion thing. Is you can't. You can buy the stupid expensive clothes with the holes in it. If you put the holes in it yourself, you just like, oh damn, what's up with you? If you pay for it, that's like, oh yeah, hey, that's nice. You paid for clothes with holes in it. If you put the holes in yourself.
Well, I'd like to
Then
say,
you're
Eek44, friend of the show on the chat, says Gordon looks like an icon. Icon status. There you go. You're the man. And actually, you know what? So Brad's wearing a Full Nerd shirt. I'm wearing one of our Full Nerd Christmas sweaters. Funny enough, I also have the shirt version of it on underneath as well. So yeah.
Mine's on order. It just hasn't arrived yet. I ordered it way too late.
Well, yeah. Oh man, shipping.
Hoping
yeah.
it comes in this week.
Mine. Oh, I don't know. Mine just barely came in, and I ordered like before when Eve went live.
You know what I forgot is the Bee Quack ugly Christmas sweater.
Oh, I had that.
And I it's in my closet at home. I was gonna wear it, and I wish I had it now because it is freezing in here. It is like 64 degrees.
Cold as comedy.
Yeah. I keep my house at 65. I'm a proverbial old man. I'm a grandpa.
Nice.
You can, yeah, no, you can't. Even, we have our CO2 monitor going.
Yeah. Go ahead,
good.
Gordon's fancy. Well, what are we doing here today? Why have we gathered here today for the final episode of the year, Gordon?
We are here because we traditionally do this. We've done this. I don't know how long we've done it, but a few years now. Where the belief is if you make predictions about what's going to happen, you should be called on the carpet to it, whether you're wrong or right. Because I will tell you, traditionally, when people make predictions of what's going to happen, they don't ever want to go back and say, oh, damn, I was dead wrong on that. So the good thing about this is I don't even remember what the predictions I made. So I'm interested to see how wrong or right it was. I'm prepared to be really wrong because I bought 3 sausage McMuffin with eggs and I had to microwave them because they were cold as a rock. And,
Isn't that something you like though?
And then I have paper here, although this is not actual. This is edible paper, edible ink. I will write my prediction
I don't know what
on
you're
here,
talking
and
about. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes.
Mine is lined paper.
And Brad is going to take all of it.
We only have lined paper here, Gordon.
And what is
Oh my
Lena going to
God.
do for all the times she was wrong?
I'm doing push-ups again this year.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I'm a little worried about Brad, though. Although I guess he's done lined paper. You've done lined paper like 3 years in a row, so I guess your stomach is up to it.
Wait, you're not worried about us because we've been doing lined paper this whole time too.
The thing about it
You
is,
people, why are you people breaking? Oh, so many years we've cut this up.
I would say I'm not worried about me because going off last year's results, I'm probably not going to eat very much anyway. But
Oh.
2021 has been such a mess. I have utter fear walking into this episode.
Oh no, I'm sure I'm gonna be sore tomorrow from all the push-ups I'm gonna have to do. I looked at the list already. It's
Really?
not looking good.
I have no
Well,
idea
not
what they
looking
are.
good.
And the thing is, you can advocate for yourself. If you made sort of this like, here's what's going to happen next year, and then you can argue for it, and we will take input to see whether that you agree with us or not. Internet, whether we
should
get
say
called
this on the actual
carpet
show.
for it. We should save that for the show. You're right. Let's just kick it off, right?
Yeah. Also, we're not only last year's predictions. We have predictions from 3 years ago.
What?
Episode 100.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously. That we're gonna go
That's
over.
gonna be a long show.
Long show. Strap in. I'm excited. Somebody's saying there's a weird audio looping thing. Please chat. Let me know before we go live if there's an audio problem. Because nobody else is reporting it, so we will see. I don't hear audio looping. Okay, we'll wait for a couple more people saying that, and then we will. People are excited. Audio is fine.
I'm just
John
excited to
Dukic,
see how right or wrong
audio
I
is
was.
fine. No problem here. All right. Yep. Looks like we are good. Actually, I didn't check.
It helps you calibrate your forward-looking decision process. We'll save it.
Yep.
Yeah, I find this both fun, aside from eating paper, and super valuable. Actually, I look forward to this episode every year.
Hell yeah. I'm excited. All right. Then we are ready to roll, Gordon. Whenever you are ready.
Ready?
Yep.
Oh, I forgot there's no pre-roll from anybody. Maybe
No one.
from McDonald's.
Maybe. No.
In this episode of The Full Nerd, eating our words, 2022 predictions, and future full... Wait, what? What
Future past full nerd episodes. We're looking back at episodes past and theorizing the future of the full nerd too. So.
Okay. Wait.
It's like the Christmas of Ghost. I'm sorry, the Ghost
But
of Christmas
there's no
past
present.
and future.
I
mean, we're in the present. We don't need a Christmas present.
Right. That
Ghost.
would be a multiverse thing. Not spoiling anything.
All right, here we go.
In this episode of Full Nerd, damn it. There we go. In this episode of Full Nerd, eating our words, 2022 predictions, and the ghost of past and future full nerds.
There you go.
Welcome to episode 200 of The Full Nerd. Yes, you have been with us for 200 episodes. I'm your host, Gord Maung, with co-host Brad Charkis.
Hello, Internet.
Elena Yee.
Hi, everybody.
And Adam Patrick Murray controlling the vertical and horizontal.
Oh, 200 episodes. Oh, you know what? We're gonna reminisce a little bit about the past and talk about the future in later. But man, it feels good. We're here. We did it. I will say this is the end of the year. This is when I start to get a little teary-eyed. This is looking back at the year, but then also eating our words. So yeah, I'm excited. Keith was going to join us. He had a last-minute emergency, unfortunately, because I was excited to get his predictions. He did send them to me beforehand, so we'll get to them. But Keith is with us in spirit. So
great. And so for people who don't know, we traditionally do eating our words at the end of the year because I firmly believe as journalists who cover things, you make a prediction, you give people advice. If you're flat wrong, you need to be called on it. So the idea is you write down on a piece of paper. In this case, for me, it's paper that won't kill me. And but it really is largely about, as someone who is trying to give people good advice and sort of forecast what's going to happen, to remind you about when you're wrong and to like, do I need to say like, should I have recommended that people buy a 1080 Ti over 2080? Right? I mean, I'm just using that as an example.
Age-old debate.
You know, if you want to run, some advanced features, but I'm just saying those are the things that should make, as we are professional advice givers, if our advice is flat out wrong to you. So I think it's a very valuable time.
Nice. I'm excited. It's going to be fun. So, I will say a little story up front. I was stressing last night. I was pacing back and forth. I was like, man, after what I did last year with the sour stuff and the Bean Boozled, like, what can I do to up myself this time whenever I get something wrong? And I will say, shout out to Lindsay, because my wife, Lindsay, she came up with absolute banger of an idea. So she was like, man, what if you tie it all back to what we were talking about a couple episodes ago and mix random drinks and drink them if you get it wrong. So I went to, I know Gordon and Elena and Brad, you can't see, but I went to the corner store. I picked up some Coors Light, These are all things that I would never drink, but I'm gonna drink them and mix them. Monster Energy Ultra Watermelon, Fanta Pineapple, Coke Zero, Blue Bottle Cold Coffee.
Are you sure that's
Spicy Hot V8,
like some of these are
Jasmine
cheap.
Green Tea, and Sunkissed Berry Lemonade. Yeah. So
you're not going to mix all that together and drink it, are you?
oh yeah.
It's going to be like that episode of The Simpsons where Homer ate the stimulants and the sleeping pills at the same time. He kept waking up and falling asleep and waking up.
Yeah, hey, you know what? We have to honor our words, when we make predictions, and this is my way of saying, yeah, I gotta. This is gonna be fun. I'm looking at the list. There's only two things I would actually drink on their own, which is the Coke Zero and the Blue Bottle Cold Brew. The rest of the stuff I would never drink on my own.
Well, you mix them before drinking it, or are you gonna mix them in your tummy?
No, I'm gonna mix them before. I have some cups here, so I'm gonna be my own little mixologist. So this is gonna be fun.
Well, I have planned ahead. I don't remember how many times I was wrong. I forecast if you make bold predictions, you're gonna make some bold mistakes. I have purchased 3 sausage McMuffin with eggs from McDonald's. Hence this episode not brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Are you? Oh boy.
We'll find out.
We find out. So let's get into it. I listened to the last year's episode, took some of my own notes, but Elena was graciously keeping tabs on a document, so we got those to go over as well. Why don't we start at the top, Gordon? Number 1. This was an interesting. Actually, it was number 1 and number 2. It was an interesting one. We were on some sort of McRib kick.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were.
So Gordon said the McRib will stay through April 2021, then leave us for years and years. And on the other side, Brad said no, it will be gone sooner than April 2021. Yeah. So I actually don't know how to check this.
I was right, and not only that, it showed back up in November. So.
So, wait. It did go away though, or no?
It went away before April 2021.
Yeah, your argument.
Then it
was,
came back in November.
Your argument, Gordon, was that it was gonna stay through April, and Brad was like, "Oh no, it won't."
Wait, so when did it go then? I mean, it sounds like there's some fuzziness of when the McRib went away. This episode is.
If you want to Google it, you can. I'm telling you, it didn't last till April. As a McRib connoisseur,
yeah,
it did not last until April.
I trust Brad's his history of the McRib on this one.
I know. I accept that. It's entirely possible. I'm just trying to understand because I thought, the McRib was purely a marketing play by McDonald's. This is brought to you by McDonald's. But how do you get people excited to come back and eat if you bring it back so often? You can't play that card too many times. You got to
It's just spreading the love in 2021, man. We all need it.
I'm going to write McRib on here.
There you go. Yum, yum, nom, 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 nom. Well, while you do
Brad's
that,
starting strong.
Yeah, Elena, do you want to cover number 3 and number 4? I guess it's kind of.
Oh, I don't have the list up actually.
Oh, you don't have the list. All right, then the number 3, Brad Charkis, our very own Brad Charkis, said, "I don't think we'll see 10 nanometer desktop based chips in 2021."
Ooh,
and that was easily wrong.
Well, wait a minute. It's not 10 nanometer.
Oh,
No,
it's Intel 7.
Okay.
It's Intel 7.
Yeah.
It's Intel 7. It is not 10 nanometer.
Gordon's
You are 100%
terrible.
correct, but in the spirit
just-
of my prediction.
No, I'm just saying if you were to call Intel, call up Pat and says was that 10 nanometers? Like, no, it's Intel 7.
well,
He would support you not having to eat that paper, Brad.
It's funny. Then you got number 4 wrong too, because he said I think we will see 10 nanometer likely in the second half. So if they're saying there's no 10 nanometer, then
Then
you
it
got that one
depends
wrong,
on
too.
how we take this. What does the qualified voice of the internet say?
I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with chat. Sorry about that.
I'm 100% wrong there. I'm folding up a piece of paper to put in my mouth right now.
Well, Jan Dokek says that Intel 7 is 10 nanometer plus. So That's one vote.
So then it is. Then if
Keith,
you're on the other side of 10 nanometer,
Keith also says Intel 7 is 10 nanometer.
it is, but it's Intel 7. It wouldn't have a 7 if it were 10 nanometer.
Here it goes.
Nom, 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 nom.
I feel like this is going to just rehash that. Speaking of looking back at the past, we're going to rehash that amazing conversation we had that one time about what nanometers really mean and how it relates to
Well, it's
childbirth.
true. It is really true. For people
paper
who
doesn't
don't
go
know.
down very good. It doesn't chew. You just kind of got to swallow it.
Just pretend you're in 3rd grade, Brad. Put some paste on there.
That's one I don't mind eating. I'm glad I was wrong there.
Yeah, I don't know though. I'm thinking, you know, what is everybody saying, Adam? Is it
Aren't the E-cores 14 nanometer?
No, it's on this. It's a monolithic part. It's all based on the same
Intel
thing.
7 is.
I wish Ian was here,
You know,
because that's like Ian. He could say whether, you know.
Sid Liv says Intel 7 is and is not 10 nanometer.
It is and it isn't. It's Intel 7. It's not 10 nanometer.
All right,
Right?
well.
So what? Well, I think I'm not going to take that one.
Yeah,
I will take the McRib loss.
I'm keeping
not taking that
score. I'm
loss.
not going to mark that as a loss for you then, because that one is kind of tricky. And Brad got a win there on that one. So Brad is 1-1. Gordon is 0-1. All right, number 5.
No. What? No. That's 1 and 1.
No, he got 4. Yeah, he got 1 and 1.
I'm not taking the hit for that. That's 10 nanometer. I think the
Well,
internet is
I was just
decided.
going to say you abstain from it. You don't get a win or a loss. You're abstaining from it.
No, I'm arguing that it is.
draw?
It is.
He got number 4. Gordon got number 4. We will. He said we will see that.
Yeah, but he's not accepting that that Intel 7 is 10 nanometer.
No, I was arguing for Brad, but I'm saying I would argue.
If you argue for Brad, then you're also arguing against yourself.
I said the internet could decide. The internet is saying it is a 10 nanometer.
Wait. If you're saying Intel 7 nanometer is 10 nanometer,
it's not 7 nanometer. It's 7.
I'm sorry.
Intel 7.
If it's Intel 7
number.
If Intel 7 is 10 nanometer, then Brad is wrong, and you're also wrong. No, you're also right. Yeah.
Well,
Gordon is right.
But
Yeah,
Elena
Gordon's
brings.
right.
We're not. What is the definition of a
All right.
nanometer?
Moving on. Elena, do you want to hit number 5?
Wow, we have a lot of these.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Intel Rocket Lake, first half of the year, will bring Intel into the lead, but not as large as 9th gen over Ryzen 3000. They'll take single core, lightly threaded. Both Gordon and Brad said this.
And,
God, I
and
can't
specifically,
remember.
like taking the gaming crown as well. Somebody had mentioned that too.
You know what? I would have to say I was kind of disappointed by Rocket Lake's ability to supplant Ryzen in gaming. I mean, they were basically dead even, which is a pretty good win, but all the other negatives of it outweighed it. I'd say I was wrong because it did not hit what I expected it to hit in a lot of things. Although it was not as bad a part as everybody's making it out to be, but I would say for gaming, it was very hit or miss with Ryzen.
And it was funny because, I mean, you were talking about Rocket Lake, but you did, Alder Lake did get brought up a little bit too, but yeah.
Yeah.
Rocket Lake, I would say, is a draw. I don't think it won or lost.
Yeah, it was
I
a
think
draw.
it's even.
But don't you think don't you think the prediction was they'd be slightly ahead is not a draw? I would take that as a loss.
Yeah, I'll
I'll
take
that
that.
as a loss.
Oh, wait, so, okay, so you both lost. All right.
Is this a half?
No, it's full loss.
It could be a tiny piece of paper.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm making it as small as I can.
And they were specifically mentioning Rocket Lake, so.
Yeah. And that was a disappointment. Alder Lake kicks butt, though. So, again, wound up in a good place by the end of the year.
Well, Brad, your next one was number 6. Intel will also enable resizable bar by default to combat SAM. Brad said that.
Yeah, you can enable it in. Sorry. Let me pull the time in my mouth while I talk.
Well, is it on by default? That was specifically saying on by default.
I don't actually know.
I have not seen it on by default.
Yeah, I don't
All
think
right.
so.
Oh man, Brad, you're doing way worse than
Taking
last
them
year.
hard.
Yeah, this is rough.
They did enable it, so I was right about that part, but not by default.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think part of that is they just didn't get the same I mean, Intel and NVIDIA, the rebar didn't like kind of blow everybody's socks off, right?
Yeah, Smart Access Memory does more. So.
Oh wait, Brad, you don't have to eat that paper. Somebody says my X299 supports rebar by default
as auto after new BIOS update.
You don't have to eat that one. I know.
I'm gonna say no. It's you made it sound like just everybody on by default, no matter what.
Yeah, I agree. Yep, I'll eat it. Dang, this sucks.
Oh my gosh, I don't think I've ever seen Brad have to eat this much paper.
Yeah, right.
Much less all at once.
Hey, well, 2021.
I think I got cocky after last year. Yeah. I'm just like, oh yeah,
no, they were
you did real good last year. All right, number 7. Brad also said we won't see Ryzen 6000 in 2021. And
okay,
that's true. Brad's swinging for the fences there. Elena, Brad, do you want to take? Oh no,
sure.
Sorry, and then on the opposite side of it, yeah, go for it.
I will take that. Yeah, on the opposite side of that, Elena countered that it will get announced in 2021, but not necessarily launched.
It was so close, but it wasn't Ryzen 6000.
Well, I mean, it could be. Who knows? Maybe they call it Ryzen 6000. We just don't know yet. You know, that's the hard part.
It's not getting announced in 2021 at this point.
I mean,
you're not gonna. Elena's gonna go. Well, it's not the end of the year yet, so we don't know. Maybe they'll just like.
Well,
11:59.
But they did talk about stacked 3D V-cache, right?
That's what I was talking about.
I mean, we just don't know if that's Ryzen 6000. If that's
no, there's no Ryzen chips this year.
I think Brad's point is ain't no one launching new parts on December. After
no,
December
I
21st.
said announced. I didn't say launched. So to me, launch is the product actually hits shelves, and announce is saying like, hey, this is a thing.
I agree with you. I would say that their announcement was a technology reveal, not a chip announcement.
Yeah.
No, I know. That's why I said so close.
Yeah,
I never said that I made it. I just said so close.
Who wasn't close was Gordon, who said, nah, Ryzen 6000 will launch in italics, emphasis on launch in 2021 because AMD's got to stay on the gas.
I thought I had that one too.
Okay. I don't know if this cable is going to reach this far, so I may have to drop out of the conversation while I go do my thing.
How do we know you're doing your thing?
Oh, well, she has a camera. Look.
What? Is it switched?
Yep, it's switched. It's switched. Yep.
All right.
We see the floor. Elena's going to go do some push-ups.
I don't know if this cable reaches.
You might have to just take the headphones off.
See how good this Sony cable is.
Somewhere in my brain, I just sort of got it fixed, and I keep saying this I've said this a whole year, like 6,000 was coming this year. Or whatever 6,000 was, right? Wait, how many did she have to do?
Last year we had her do 10.
Oh, is that it?
I don't know. I haven't been keeping track.
Elena's ready to join the army.
But I would say it's just hard. That's hard, you know. Everybody has a loss so far.
I'm sure the army recruiter would be looking at like, okay, no, not the guy eating the McDonald's, and then the crazy guy just drinking anything, and the other one's eating paper. All right, get her in the army.
We did agree on 10. I did 10, and I'm going to keep it at 10 because I have a lot more coming.
Yeah, really?
I need to pace myself.
I don't remember anything.
Well, so somebody want to go number 10 because yeah.
Well, Adam said that a Ryzen 5000 XT version will come out sometime in 2021.
Yep. I was like, well, it's not going to be called Ryzen 6000. It's going to be called, 5000 XT, like previous. But that was also wrong. So there we go. Man, everybody's got a wrong to start.
And that's why we do this.
I feel like some of these would have been right, except for 2021 being what it is. But here in reality, they're not right. So
all right, well, I got to make a nice little mixture here. I'm going to start off with the Monster Energy Ultra Watermelon because that just sounds horrible. Dump a little bit of that in there.
It's the first one.
Does it have like a crazy red can? I can't see it.
Yeah, it's red and greenish, like a limeish green, and it's nasty. And then you know what? I'm gonna put a little bit of What should I put in here? Something. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna put some cold brew coffee. There we go. So watermelon Monster and cold brew coffee. There we go. And here we go.
Ooh, that sounds so terrible.
Oh yeah. That's not good at all.
I'm waiting to see your reaction because I'm watching the stream and it's on delay. Oh, there's the face.
Honestly, it's mostly the Monster Energy drink that is just.
Monsters are gross.
Oh, I mean,
for my
some of them
palate.
are okay, but man, that Ultra Watermelon.
Wait, are you really gonna drink Monster, Diet Coke, and a Coors Light?
I'm not going to drink the
V8?
whole thing. I'm just mixing little pours. I'm not going to kill myself, but man, that was bad. All right. Well, yeah, this is a rough year so far. Number 11. Somebody want to take that for me while I recover?
Yeah, Adam also said that we will see AMD's Radeon RDNA graphics in Ryzen APUs sometime in 2021.
I will say I didn't mention this earlier, but what I did was I was taking super chats from the chat. There was, I've been doing this for a couple years.
Oh, that's
I'm going to
right.
continue to do it. But yeah, so this one was Tech Potato who offered this up. Do I have to take the hit for him or not? Was RDNA in?
Yeah,
Oh, it
of
was.
course you do.
Yeah.
No,
you
they
do have
weren't.
to take
No.
Oh, they were.
You
Oh,
have to take the
crap.
hit.
No.
You agreed to it.
Adam, if
Ian
you
was
want,
just
I
saying that
can-
to mess with you too. I'm sure.
I can help. I can help bear some of the burden if you want.
No, it's fine. I'm gonna. So I spoilers. I didn't drink all of what I had already mixed, so I'm gonna put just a little bit of Coors in there, just to.
Oh my
to
God.
Finish that
No.
off. Oh
No, you're gonna open like a
yeah, and I
portal to
I
some
hate
awful
Coors.
dimension.
Here we go.
Adam, we're gonna literally watch the hole open up in the middle of you.
Actually, you know what? That made it better. Honestly, that made it better.
Yeah, I don't understand the whole monster thing. Frankly,
Yeah.
I don't.
It watered down the monster.
Monster is like a perfect example of peer pressure. Like, oh, it's great. Give me a monster. No, and you don't really want a monster because it just like it's like Red Bull. There's like, it's like worse than battery acid. I think.
I drink Monsters. I drink Monsters
I
every
mean,
now and again. I
there's-
have to drink the zero sugar ones though. The zero sugar ones are good. The ones that have sugar in them are
Yeah,
gross.
there are a couple of them that are okay, but yeah, well, luckily the Coors Light, since it's just water, watered down. So
Wait, somebody did point out RDNA 2. Oh wait, not 3 in Steam Deck, but not out this year. So.
Yeah, that's next year.
not out this year. So all right, number 12, Gordon Maung, our very own, said we'll see USB 4 on AMD laptops with Thunderbolt 3 support.
Man, I was wrong there, wasn't I? That's disappointing. That is disappointing.
I mean, it's disappointing for everybody.
What is the holdup? I mean, at this point, I don't even know what's up with that.
What was it? Was it at least close? Do you? No. Yeah.
Nothing. I don't know what the holdup is. I mean, I do know from talking to, because I've asked the USB. I was like, what the hell, man? USB 4 was like announced like 2 years ago. There's nothing. Their answer was like, well, USB 4 is technically in Thunderbolt 4. So, and it's in the MacBook, and it's like, oh, really? So your answer to it, USB 4 is the Intel laptops that have it, and the MacBook that has it, that counts. Is like, come on. And the real answer is like everything else. The USB 4 is like, there are a lot of. There's just the pandemic has just put a crimp on everything. It used to be they would traditionally have what would be called Plug Fest, where you get a whole bunch of people, different vendors would show up in a room, they'd plug everything in to see what would break and what would work. Well, you're not doing that right now. So those kind of things have really put a delay in it. So USB 4 is coming, but it is way too slow. So.
All right. Well, I've got another one here from the chat. Somebody want to read this one, number 13?
Oh, Adam, sorry.
Yep.
Evocati Production says, I predict Zen 4 will have DDR5 and give us at least 15% IPC gain clock for clock.
In 2021?
In 2021, yeah. So, no on all of it.
Oh my God, I feel bad for Adam.
So, all right, I'm cracking open the spicy hot V8. I actually like V8, just not spicy hot V8. And then I'm gonna mix it with Sunkissed Berry Lemonade.
Spicy hot. You could have made. We should have had an all drink episode where we could like.
That
mix
doesn't.
That'd
It doesn't
be a
even
good
look good
Bloody
in the
Mary.
cup. Oh, that is bad. Oh,
Wait, what is that? That's spicy V8 with what? Urine?
Sunkissed berry lemonade.
Oh yeah, urine.
I'm going to guess the Sunkiss is actually worse than the V8.
Adam, you're gonna.
bad.
I think I'm going to guess they are not a delightful combination.
That is.
No, that too.
Oh my god.
You need
that
to
is
change,
bad.
man. Just you like start eating like. Let's just break up some old CPUs. You can start eating those. It's probably healthier.
Right. Okay. Well, I got another chat one. So please,
Oh,
somebody
no.
help me.
Oh, no. Oh,
Help me
no.
with this one.
Osaka-san said that AMD will get a new socket with new faster memory support.
Oh, Adam, I'm sorry.
Oh boy.
Are you sure? I can do some push-ups for you if you want.
I mean, honestly,
I'm willing to do it.
that's just the same thing. You know. No. Okay.
AMD was really.
Oh no,
is-
you took their money and
I
said
know.
you were
we took your money.
taste buds on
all right,
it.
I'm gonna do something a little
You-
nicer. Pineapple Fanta.
God, who buys that flavor? Was there like dust on that on the shelf at the liquor store?
It was.
And did the guy go like, "What? No, you got the pineapple one by mistake. Nobody buys pineapple Fanta. I bought, that's 7 years old. Nobody's bought that. The plastic is probably like yellowed.
All right, pineapple Fanta and unsweetened jasmine green tea. So this shouldn't be.
think that actually
too
could be
bad.
okay.
Yeah, this shouldn't be too bad, but nothing I would
think
drink on my
okay.
own. All right.
Do you think, Adam? Because I mean, so many of these are like AMD torturing.
Oh,
Like-
actually, yeah, that was actually not too bad. Okay, yeah, okay.
Wait, what was that? What was that one?
It was a pineapple Fanta plus unsweetened jasmine green tea.
That's probably similar kind of like. At least it's in the.
Yeah,
It's the same part of the periodic table, I guess.
And it's all right.
Area.
Yeah.
I just kind of like those are some big hits. Everybody really expected AMD to come out swinging
Right?
this year, but it didn't happen.
All right.
You
Well,
think it did intentionally just to mess with you, though? Like,
I
you
guess.
think like, well, let's launch in like November. No, wait a minute.
You know what? You know what?
Well, let's just maybe let's do something crazy. I want to watch them get tortured by this.
Who knows? Maybe Lisa Sue is watching right now and she's just like cackling, like, I got him.
Delayed it just to make Adam
Just
drink
to
a
make
concoction
Adam.
of
Actually, kind of amazing.
That would
liquids
be-
randomly collected from
that
the
would be
gutters of San
hilarious.
Francisco.
Well, speaking of swinging for the fences, Gordon Ung said Intel's discrete GPU comes out next year, this year, 2021, and people will be pleasantly surprised by performance and price.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I was at a party the other day, and somebody mentioned, they actually mentioned, like, yeah, Intel's got that new GPU coming out. I'm like, I'll believe it when I see it at this point, because I'm like, come on. I'm just going to write ARC on here because I really thought it would be out this year because you got to really hit with irons hot, and apparently they're waiting for it to cool off as much as possible, it looks like at this point.
You can, honestly, you can roll that forward to next year if you want.
No, I mean,
Kind of like Hayden and Star Citizen.
Well, speaking of rolling stuff forward, you might have to roll this next one forward. Both Elena and Brad said shortages won't start getting better until April, and then it won't feel comfortable until summer.
That was optimistic in hindsight. Very optimistic in hindsight.
Also,
That shows you how naive we were at the end of last year.
So full of hope. So full of hope.
Yeah.
yeah. And then Elena also put on top of that, I don't know if it's maybe with the same breath, but she said, I think CPUs will improve before GPUs.
I was right on that,
That was
part.
true. That was true.
I was right on that part.
So
So
you got
I'm gonna
one
go do my-
wrong.
I'm going to do my 10 push-ups now.
how many of these we have to go through? Because
And then
I'm
Brad-
We
already
got
eaten like
50. We got 50 because y'all got excited about predictions last
because
year.
I only have 2 more sausage
Well,
McMuffin with
don't eat
eggs
so
left.
much, pace yourself.
Here's my wrong one going in.
All right, I'm just
Wait,
on the
wait,
camera.
wait! Somebody just points out the Intel DG1 was in OEM systems. I wouldn't count
Nah,
that.
that- yeah,
and
that-
also part of what I predicted was
You said
people would
discrete.
be pleasantly. Well, no, DG1 was discrete,
Well, true. Yeah.
but people would be pleasantly surprised, and there ain't no pleasantly surprised with DG1. Oh, Elena's gone.
You're right. Yeah. Good job, Elena. Keeping it up.
It's like one of those hamster cams or something. You're like,
Well, let me also say, man, we are off to a real bad track record. Gordon has 1 and 5, so 1-1 and lost 5. Brad has 2 and 3. Elena has 1 and 2, and I have 0 and 3. Nope. I have 0 and 4.
Ooh.
See, this is the lesson to the internet,
2021,
though.
man.
The lesson to the internet is like, oftentimes you will watch the news and some talking head journalist will be making a prediction. We's wrong all the time.
Well, somebody want to take number 18. There was a counter to Elena.
I will, because Gordon countered me on my CPU statement, and he said, I think CPUs will be sucky because TSMC will be too inundated with customers. Next year will be as frustrating as this year. And that was not true. Not entirely true.
Sorry, Gordon.
Let me think.
Wait, yeah. You want to break
So
it
that
apart?
was December. When did Ryzen 5000 come out?
In like October and November, and they were not on the streets until spring.
Yeah, they
Really?
were. So they really, you literally couldn't buy 5950X, 5900X, 5800X for 4 months after launch. But you know, you're right, because we did get Rocket Lake, would made everybody happy, I think, right?
But TSMC definitely was overloaded.
Yeah, it was definitely overloaded, and I'm going to say, like, breaking it down, we also saw Ryzen 5000 Mobile, which is awesome. We also saw Tiger Lake. Tiger Lake H came out this year too. So those are two wins. You had Rocket Lake, which clearly, if the internet would give it a rating, it would be the finger, because they were just so unhappy. Although, again, I don't think it's that bad. I would say Ryzen 5000 came out, but you couldn't buy it, so that was a negative. So that's too bad. But then you had Tiger Lake H, and then you had Ryzen 5000 Mobile. And those are two clear wins for laptop.
And then Rocket Lake came out and was not worth buying.
So that's-
Alder Lake came out, but was worth buying.
Yeah, Alder. So I would say 3 positive, 2 negative. So
I'd call it a push.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
but
think the
that's
first
still
half
wrong.
of the year was incredibly sucky, but I think the second half of the year.
Well,
Things-
we're taking the whole year in aggregate, and it says
True.
next year will be as frustrating as this year, which is a blanket statement.
You did say that.
People were really, really frustrated for the first half of this year, though, except for mobile. But yeah. No, I mean, three really good, spectacular. And you know what? I'm not even counting Mac, right? You can count that too. You can sort of count if you want
Generous.
to. Being generous. So that's 4 really good CPU launches this year. You know, 1 frustrating lack of availability, which did get better. Okay, yeah, that's definitely a loss.
I would say you could take half a loss. I think that would be fair.
I'm just going to mark it as a full.
We round
loss
up
on
on
the
the
yeah.
full nerd.
I-
Sorry.
I'd give it a full loss. That was ended up overall being positive on the CPU side. Believe me, I would probably, like, if you could go back in time, you could, like, if I could trade you some of the wins on the CPU side for some wins on the GPU side, that would, you know, I'd do that.
Right?
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
speaking of CPUs, Gordon also said 2021 Intel CPUs will be easier to come by, and thus, because of supply, the prices will be super attractive. I would say that's true.
Definitely
Most
correct.
Yeah, that
I'm not
was.
sure how I feel about 12th gen prices. I'm not sure if that's super attractive.
Oh,
per
come
se.
on. We're not going to do that again.
Agree about MSRP prices on Alder Lake, who knows? But I will say that for a large part of this year, you couldn't buy any new GPUs, and Intel was selling off 10th gen at fire sale. So our picks for everything were like the 10900K, the 10400K, stuff like that. So I think
Right. And those 10.8,
Yeah,
even
what-
when Rocket was out, the 10850Ks were like stupidly low price, right?
Yeah.
$300.
Yeah.
And for even the people complaining about Alder Lake pricing, you're still getting the performance of a 10-core CPU down at the price of what used to be a 6-core CPU or 8-core. You know, it's just that the Alder Lake Core i5 is...
Steez in the chat says 12700K, $300 at Micro Center.
there you go.
That seems... Wait. Is that a reasonable price, Elena?
I think it's not
You
fair.
didn't
It's
come with a
entirely
$100
fair
bill?
to use Micro Center prices as a blanket statement, though, for the entirety of it. That's all. Because $300 is, I don't know.
I think that was a win.
in-store. That's in-store prices.
But still, the
I'm
performance
calling
you're
that a
getting
win.
for
I'm calling that a win.
$300.
I'm not saying that Gordon needs to eat anything. I'm quibbling over the fact that he said super attractive. That's where I'm going to throw down on.
All right. Well, you know what else is not super attractive? Duke Nukem from the chat said
That's me.
AMD will have the most powerful rasterization GPU next year.
Nope. 6900 XT was real good, but 3090 is a little bit faster.
Okay. What next? What I haven't opened? All right, Coke Zero. Let's do some Coke Zero. I haven't opened that yet.
Mr. Umer points out 12600K was $229 at Macro Center at one point. Micro Center, but still, that's i5 Sandy Bridge pricing. That's 2500K price.
Coke Zero and Coors Light. I'm actually kind of curious about this one. Let's see.
Actually, I am
Very
too.
bubbly.
It feels like some like college level cheap party
Oh, you know what?
kind of
Yeah.
concoction.
That's
You-
actually kind of interesting.
Did you also get some Alka-Seltzer? Because it feels like you should have an Alka-Seltzer.
Well, we got pizza coming on the way, so
We'll just have a puke bucket
yeah.
for you.
Heck yeah. All right. Well, oh man, and another chat one. Jeez. All right. Please, somebody.
Right.
Somebody.
All right, 64-bit goodness. Love that name. TSMC 5 nanometer fab in US will break ground in 2021.
Nope.
Sorry, dude.
Nope.
Oh my god.
And they
Sorry.
haven't even like done the shovel thing yet with the execs and hard hats. I always like that they wear like the suits and then the hard hat. Like,
We're here to work.
well, it's just always to show like, yes, we're on a construction site. Like, there's nothing here, unless you think something's gonna fall
And-
off of a plane and hit you in the head. You don't really have to have the hard hat, but it's just done for the optics, right?
All right. I did a little bit of cold brew coffee and the Fanta pineapple.
That's a gnarly combo.
Yeah, that's not great.
I'm waiting to see the face.
Yeah, it's not great.
Should we let people pick the combinations here? Because I mean, they could actually.
Oh.
No. I need to taste myself. I'm gonna override that one. Thank you, Gordon. All right. So Brad Chark has said Hopper will not happen in 2021, meaning multi-chip GPUs will not be a thing for gamers in 2021. That is true.
Good. Get me away from these CPU predictions. Get me into GPUs.
Right. All right. Well, here's another one from Brad. DLSS 2.0 will have at least 20 new games in 2021, and then Sid Lives in the chat asked him to say 21 new games in 2021, and you did. So I don't know how many
They
new
actually
games.
they blew that away. They're up to roughly 100 games with DLSS
Wow.
support now.
Wow. All right. Well, Brad, you are the only one with a positive lead. You have 4 wins and 3 losses.
Ooh, I'm
Oh, wait,
average.
what am I at?
2 wins and 6 losses.
I thought there was a draw in there too. Wasn't there a draw? No?
Doesn't get you close. Here's another win from Brad. AMD's DLSS alternative won't be as impressive as DLSS 2.0 at launch. So FSR is what you're talking about.
It's always funny because
Yeah, but-
it feels really easy, right? That feels like an easy one in hindsight, but at the time,
At the time, it wasn't. People thought it was going to blow it away, and it is still great. I mean, it works on every
It's
GPU. You can use it in a ton of games. Like they had real fast adoption, but it just performance was not as impressive as DLSS 2.0.
Yeah, I mean, because also it's a different thing. It's actually a different thing. Sure, they're both upscaling technologies, but the underlying what it's doing is different. So yeah. But
Oh, I like 25.
do it.
Oh, Gordon said Zen 3 Threadripper in 2021 as a gimme.
you know,
I'd go with it for the fall.
although, well, it's not
Yeah,
third
you were like, this is a gimme. This
Because
is
he
a
had
gimme.
Epic.
You know what? I might as
He
well
had
just put
Epic.
it up.
He had Epic. I think it just kind of shows you that they really don't have to. I mean, if you're AMD, why burn the dies on this part that's so small? You know.
Yeah.
Is that you know
you were so confident. You were very
because it was
confident
just
when you
so
said
easy. It was just so
I love
easy.
it so much.
See, they
I
did
love
it
this
just to
show.
mess with us. They did it just to mess with us.
Just to mess with us. Oh, you know what? I realize we do have some super chats that I've not been getting to. I'm so sorry. Let me say that real quick while Gordon is eating his breakfast. Eek44, friend of the show, gave us 45 Danish krone. Thank you. Said, Gordon, you can do finger walking when you have eaten it all. Oh, there you go.
You know what I want to know is if they have to make an announcement, like when they have to, because they always have to go before the street. And they're like, well, 20, FY21 material, we may take a hit as we have delayed products, not due to the pandemic, but to make a bunch of a-holes over at that podcast, the Full Nerd, eat stuff and drink stuff. What?
And then Elena's second biggest fan, aka VC Jester, friend of the show, gave us $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Said, does whoever get the most right this year win the I'm Right champion belt that's hanging on the wall here that is currently mine?
Fair.
I kind of like that. I kind of like that.
I
That's
like
fair.
that question.
Super fair.
Yeah, super fair. Well, we will see, which means no matter what, I'm losing the belt today. That I can predict that. Who wants to take the next one? 26.
I do.
Do it.
So Gordon, I think with that same confidence that he had with the Zen 3 Threadripper comment, he said 2 terabyte PCIe SSDs for $125, which was wishful thinking.
Where were they at now, though? I'm just, how awful?
Hovering around like 160 on sale.
I still say it's a loss, but I'm saying that's not bad. And I think I got overconfident because at that time, I think I called 1 terabyte NVMe SSD for like $97 and it ended up being $96 or something like that. So that's when you start thinking, you can predict the future.
Yep.
Obviously I was wrong. But that's not bad. I mean, if it were like 250, I'd feel like, I was totally wrong. But 160 versus 120,
I mean,
I feel I have
that's
moral.
That's still
morally
double
feel
digits percentage points.
$40 more is to me pretty. 120 or 129?
125.
You said 125. Yeah.
$25 more. Come on.
You're only 33% wrong.
Yeah, just 33%.
I'm just saying I will take that as a win to be able to get a 2 terabyte SSD close to 150, which is really I want it to be. I'm not going to be like Elena, like what? 125? Why isn't it $6? And it comes with
Well, speaking of that, Elena countered
Yep.
and said that no 2 terabyte PCI SSDs will not be less than 150 next year, and they wound up at 160. So that's a pretty good prediction, I got to say.
That was.
I win.
But that's not good for consumers. If they hit that price, it's good.
Really
for consumers.
sticky. Yeah, it's been very sticky.
Yep. But that's Elena's first win. Take it.
Ouch.
And take it.
That's not true. That's not my
Is
first
that-
one.
is
There
it not
was,
true?
there
What
was
was the other
another
one?
one. There was another one. I think CPUs will improve before GPUs
You're right.
in terms of supply.
You're right. Got that down. Okay, number 28. Oh, you know what? Actually, I have a couple super chats. $5 from friend of the show, Calvin Wilson. Thank you so much. Said, good stuff. Not these mixing drinks, but good stuff. And Kenton Morton gave us $5 super chat. What's going on? Has a question real quick. Is the Asus TUF 3080 Ti worth $2,300? Yes or no? Gordon almost threw up his coffee.
I will just say that is more than my first 3 cars were combined, and whether that's up to you is worth it to you. I would find it hard to recommend at that price. It's a very good graphics card, however.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good. Okay, number 28. This is from Tech Potato. New Intel CEO next year.
Happened. Pat Gelsinger.
I will take that. Thank you, Ian. Thank you.
Take a break.
Giving Adam a win here.
Take a break.
Ian's got 50-50 so far.
Yeah. Number 29. Gordon Ung said Apple buys TSMC.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was from.
Yep. That's a pretty funny one. Elena Yee, number 30. Direct storage will come out in games this year and will be
ready.
immediately hailed as a
Ready.
revolutionary game changer.
I think you should push 20 on that one.
All right, fine.
No, just 10. I'm
It
just
should
saying.
have. It really should have.
Yeah, they should have bundled that with Threadripper Pro with the based on Zen 3.
I mean, it really should have. But yeah, I'm gonna call
I know.
that one a no.
All right, here we go. That one was pretty bad, though. I do feel like maybe I should do more. We'll see.
We'll let them.
What
take
the
that.
hell's a holdup on that?
I think it'll come out this year, and I think it'll be very impressive when it does. I think the spirit was there, just the timing was off.
It does feel like they want to show that it actually does something instead of just simply a shows up in DX Diag as checkbox item that you get something.
Like I've been saying, I really wish they had somehow managed a way to include it in Forza 5 or Halo Infinite just to show it off and flex real hard before the holidays. But they didn't. So, alas, Elena's doing push-ups.
Good push-ups. Good push-ups. All right. 15. Well, and there was a counter. Gordon countered and said the exact opposite of what Brad said. Actual material impact will be meh. Wait.
I'm guessing we're still talking about direct storage.
I guess.
But Gordon got it right.
I'll take that as a win.
Okay, yeah, I will mark that as your third win, Gordon. There you go. This was my own personal one, so I can definitely claim this one. Steam Controller 2 out in 2021. Though I will say, hey, the Steam Deck, it definitely has the Steam Controller DNA in it.
Oh, Adam, I totally agree with you, and I think you should have V8 with cores. That's how much I agree with you.
All right, I'll try that. I'll try that. It's so creamy. It's so thick. The V8. It's just that but I like V8. It's just the spicy V8 is what I don't like.
I loathe V8. Like if you were putting me in jail and it's like you could torture me as much as you want. You can like do all the torture stuff. But you go, you better talk or you're getting the V8. I would talk.
You mean if they?
That actually wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad.
What V8 is just tomato juice with a little bit of other.
I love tomatoes.
Vegetables.
I eat tomato toast with salt on it, but I also hate tomato soup. So just something about liquid tomatoes, man. Not my thing.
Yeah. I feel like since you like Bloody Marys, Gordon, like you're a little influenced in a different direction on this than Brad and also myself. I'm not a big fan of V8.
Bloody Mary technology is really improved too. Do you remember like Bloody Mary used to be you get at the bar with a piece of celery in it, that was it. But now it's like bacon and like peppers and all kinds of. It's like, whoa, what is this? Like it looks like a meal. Looks like a meal. Today's Bloody Mary is just like. Whew.
I love how for you bacon is a technology to add.
It is. If you think about it, I mean, like, look, you're looking at a Bloody Mary just used to be vodka, tomato juice, or V8, and a V8 if you were fancy, and then a stick of celery. That was it. Now you look at a Bloody Mary now, it's like, what the hell is this? And then even the toothpick is like the curl. It's like, what the?
Okay. Well, this is a great one. This is an annual tradition. This prediction's been around since the beginning of the Full Nerd. Star Citizen will not come out in 2021. I took that as well as obviously ex-IDG employee Hayden Dingman.
He was a freelancer, but he was also an employee, I guess. But him and I were just talking on Twitter, actually, and I let him know that whenever that does come out, we're going to send him that piece of paper in the mail. So
yep, because will be rolled into the next year.
They're going to have to find him at the retirement home.
Did he literally say it'll never come out, or just simply
it's not coming out this year?
I just kind of like wonder if like
not coming out this year.
Hayden will, not God forbid anybody passes, but like you know what, I want this on my headstone. I mean, I went before Star Citizen came out.
I mean, I don't know. It's been correct for like 4 years now, so it's not a bad bet.
Didn't people buy like they've already? It's like
they've dumped millions of dollars into that.
Thousands of
it's
dollars.
It's like Rancho Real Properties.
Starships.
Like people have bought starships and this thing doesn't even exist.
They were NFTs before NFTs were cool. They don't even get the NFTs out of them.
Oh my god.
Yeah, jeez. All right, well, another game one. Brad Charkis said Cyberpunk 2077 will earn its pre-game hype after several major patches.
I think it's on the way. I still think that's going to happen in 2022, but it definitely did not happen this year.
I think it's on the way. Yeah. I think we have hit a turning point. Not like a critical mass turning point, but I have heard a lot of people anecdotally being like, hey, you know what? I finally went back to it after a lot of patches and content updates. And honestly, I think the major turning point will be when they release the next gen version on consoles. I think that's when, So
I think I'm going to go back to when I first saw it at E3, back when only journalists could see it, or I think it was Gamescom. I said, there is no way this will ever come out on current consoles, and that's where they messed up. But if you go to Steam, I'll take this as a loss. I'm taking this as a loss. But if you go to Steam, Recent reviews are up to very positive.
Huh.
And all reviews are up to mostly positive, at least on the PC platform.
That sounds
so
like
I just want to throw that asterisk in there.
that sounds like a win to me, because you said eventually, after all patches, many patches, it will be.
I don't think it's earned its hype yet.
It's been patched
But
a lot, and it is in a better place. For sure.
Yeah.
So you would vote that that's a loss? Because that sounds.
I'm gonna say he said earn its pregame hype, which pregame hype was
very high.
So
Super
yeah,
high.
I don't think we're there yet. It's
okay,
on the way,
that's hard.
but
Cyberpunk, I love you, but I'm eating my words.
Elena, do you want to take 35?
Liquid R
Sure.
Liquid R said I'd give Brad the win on that one. I'm just saying. Oh, too late. Never mind.
He already took one.
Yep.
Down the hatch.
Elena, you want to take 35?
No major updates or replacements for the Valve Index or Oculus Rift. Brad.
That was correct. Oculus Rift actually died.
Yep.
So I was very.
And the new Valve one has a different name too, right?
It does.
There
we
is
have
a
an
new
index too. We
Still
bought
just
an
the Valve Index.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
It's yeah.
You might be thinking of they have HTC Vive Pros and
Oh, that's what I
Enterprise
was thinking of. That's what I was thinking of.
VR
Okay.
does feel like it's sort of at that critical juncture point again.
Yeah, we'll see. Number 36, Gordon Ung said, technology trade shows will be very slow to come back.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Unfortunately, that is true.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
Okay. Number 38, Nintendo will release a Switch.
Wait.
Whoop.
You skipped
37.
one.
37.
You skipped one.
Oh, whoops. I'm sorry. 37 trade shows in the old style, not until Computex 2022 from Brad. Big no.
Yeah, big no.
Big no.
Yes.
I will say
coming
it's
back.
still weird and it's not quite how it was before, but I'll still take that as a loss.
I agree.
Wait. Repeat that. 'Cause it
Trade
sounds
shows in the old style, not until Computex 2022.
well, that's correct. Wait.
Oh
Yeah.
no, CES is going on. They've been doing small off vendor events and stuff like that. So-
I would say no. The
Yeah,
trade shows that have happened do not even compare. And we'll have to see how even CES happens in
Yeah,
early
which is next year.
I would
so-
say that's a win, Brad. I would definitely
actually,
say
yeah.
that's a win.
Yeah, he's predicting
He's-
that trade shows will
That they're not going to.
will not be in the old style until 2022.
Yeah. And even that, I will say
Oh,
he'd
okay,
have to
so,
eat the
yeah,
paper in
that's actually
2022, but I don't think. Yeah.
Okay,
that's-
I'll push that forward to next year. Although I might change my timeline at the end of 2021.
Yeah. No.
Okay, then number 38. Nintendo will release a Switch Pro that supports NVIDIA's DLSS. Hat tip to Jeff Grubb, and Brad said that. Nope.
Nope.
There's your
Big
pick.
Unfortunately, no.
They did release the OLED Switch, but it does not have DLSS, which is a big mistake on Nintendo's part.
And it's definitely not a Pro.
No.
All right,
The
this
Switch Pro that was announced in 2021 is called the Valve Steam Deck.
exactly. Lena, do you want to take 38?
I was going to say.
I'm sorry,
just
39.
Just to give you a little time to gird yourself there. Evocati Productions said the Full Nerd will get their Disney sponsorship in 2021.
It's so nice of them to think that we could do that, but it was never
Alas.
gonna happen. No, alas, it's never gonna happen. I'm gonna go softball again. I'm gonna do the pineapple Fanta with the Sunkissed berry lemonade.
Oh, that's
So,
an easy.
hey,
That's
you know what?
easy.
I don't know. The
Back off.
Sunkissed lemonade doesn't sound so great.
It's got just a little bit of the remnants of whatever the last one was in
Oh
there
my
too, so-
God! It's colored like
Oh, that's actually pretty good. Oh, okay.
what the hell is that fluid though? It's blue. It's the stuff they pour in the diapers in the commercial. The Sunkist. How is that even attractive to anybody?
Diaper
You know what I'm
drink.
talking about? Well, you probably don't
yeah.
pay
Oh, no,
attention.
no,
They
no.
get the
Well,
diaper.
I know what you're talking about.
And they
wasn't
pour the
thinking
blue
of
liquid in.
diapers. I was thinking of feminine hygiene products, but yes.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
they do that too. Yeah.
But it's definitely a diaper. That is a diaper liquid you're drinking.
It
there.
highlights something. All right, number 40. Brad, do you want to take this?
There was a 40. Microsoft will offer a version of Windows for Apple MacBooks, bootable ARM-based Windows on Macs.
Who predicted that one?
Gordon,
You did,
Gordon
Who
Mung.
did? Gordon.
I predicted that Microsoft would offer Windows on. Yeah, Yeah, no, and I'm actually, I don't know. I'm just trying to remember, and that's what the nice thing about when you're older is you to have no idea we're predicting that, because I am vehemently opposed to them even doing that. You know, that's been discussed at a meeting, but okay, that's a solid loss. But although, not officially sold, because I know people have run Parallels on Mac. Well, they've run
the same thing.
Yeah, they've run Parallels to run the ARM version.
Yeah,
but it's not officially released.
Gordon,
and please, if you're watching, don't do it, Microsoft. Don't give them any more.
Gordon is the first to cross the 10 wrong barrier. I'm right behind him with 9 wrong. So
you gotta.
Gordon's taking big shots. Gordon's taking big shots.
Some big
swings. Big swings.
A lot of the predictions I've made would be like they'd be game changing, right?
Well, talking about game changing, number 41, Eleni said, let us move game installs between computers for the Microsoft Store Xbox apps without having to reload the games each time. That actually kind of happened, right? Oh, no, they announced it.
Oh. So it's an insider feature, I think, if I remember right.
Yeah, they did announce something.
I don't know if it's even available yet to insiders, but I don't think that counts, unfortunately. But at least there is good news potentially on the horizon.
Yeah.
That said, I will.
So close. Another so close one.
So close.
I mean, when did they launch the Windows Store? 2012, I think, when Windows 8 came out. So I'm glad that they will finally let us move freaking games in 2022. Thank you. I'm glad this decade was productive.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, I'll be back.
All right. Good luck. We're all counting on you. Okay, well, here's another one I'm going to get wrong. Sony will officially launch PC support for the PS5 DualSense controller. I wanted it so bad. But
didn't happen?
Did not happen. Not official support, no.
Oh, yeah, because like Steam does it, but it's not from Sony. It's not officially the haptics.
There's been third-party plugins. People have done work on it, but not official Sony support.
Why do you even need official Sony support?
I mean, you don't need it, but it would be a tip in the hat of the direction of, hey, Sony cares about the PC.
Which they did do in other ways.
In other ways.
So.
Yeah. Well, all right. So for my drink, somebody said, I think it was John Dokic said, next is the tea with coffee dash of blue soda. So there's the unsweetened jasmine tea.
Wait, I thought you weren't taking chat recommendations for your mix.
You know what? I like this one.
What is that blue
about
drink?
This one.
I mean,
and then
it's blue drink. That's what it always is.
Is it like the official? Drink. Is it the official soft drink of Tatooine? What the hell is that?
Oh yeah, I was about to say.
Sun-kissed berry lemonade. It's a Yaddle milk. All right, so
it's Bantha milk. It's really Bantha flavored soda.
I mean, it's not good. It's not good, but it's not bad. I mean, it's not good. It's just not good. I mean, it's all a blur right now. Okay, so we'll keep going. We got more, and we got pizza coming hopefully soon. Get something to my stomach. Elena, you want to take this one? 43.
Oh yeah, 1 second. Let me switch windows. Here we go. 12 core Ryzen laptops. Brad Charkis.
Should have done it, AMD.
Should have done it.
Yeah, would the desktop parts count? Because they did, they're like.
No, I said laptops.
Okay. Yeah, you said laptops.
Because people stuff some big old 5950s into laptops.
Yeah, nah.
That's not really the desktop part.
Oh, I have a phone call, so if you guys can keep going.
Is that a pizza phone call?
It is. So.
Okay.
Keep going without me.
Okay, 44. Gordon was very optimistic and said, the full nerd will be able to record from one room in the second half of 2021, which I think that's true enough. Because I'm personally opting out still just because of some like personal circumstances for not going in the office. But I think if I didn't have those circumstances, I would be in the office with you guys.
Yeah, I think it's doable. I mean, Adam and I are here. You could be in here, but apparently I've heard through the network that my breath stank, so that's why she doesn't want to be in this room. So, but I'm going to take that one as a win. I think that's a solid.
That one's a win. That one's a win. Right. I will give you a win on that one.
All right. I must be getting. Am I even up to 0500 yet? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. And we might have to stall a bit too because the next couple are for Adam from chat.
I was going to make a Las Vegas Raiders joke. I mean, like I have the win record of the Raiders, but I think they may be over 500 now. It would be the Lions, the perpetual. I would always be right if I just pick the Lions, Brad. Under 500.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
See,
they won Sunday, so now they're 2-11 and 1 tie.
That just must be really hard to be. I mean, like, how do you just like
They
year
got a new
after
coach.
year?
They've been competitive.
When have the Detroit Lions been competitive?
The last like 3 or 4 weeks, they've only been losing by like a touchdown or a field goal, so they're getting there.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
All right.
I'll take one for me. We'll skip a couple for
Okay,
Adam.
we'll go 47 then.
Yeah, you want to read that out loud?
Yeah. Okay. 3080 Ti with 20 gigabytes VRAM, priced at $1,000. I guess $999. And this is as inspired by Negandin, which I think was somebody from chat in our last show.
Wait, you have to take the hit for that one because that's like you should eat like one of those Costco paper things for that one. 3080 Ti for $900.
No, $1,000.
No, $1,999.
With 20 gigs of RAM, which I'm definitely wrong on, but I think that if the year didn't go the way that it did, I would have been right. I think memory modules in early spring wound up going up by a lot of money, so they wound up cutting that back down to 12 gigabytes and increased the price because of it. So I did take the loss, but I think I would have been right if not for unforeseen logistics.
What was the price of the 3080 Ti in the end?
Theoretically, the MSRP is $1,200.
Oh, okay. Well, that's close to 1,000.
I'm ready to
Thing is-
stop eating these papers. I forgot how solid and thick this paper is.
Could be worse. You could be drinking the stuff Adam's drinking. Oh, let's mix some. Let's put some surprises in his drinks now while he's gone.
Oh, jeez. I will say, though, Brad, like, I feel like you could sum up the whole of 2021 by saying what you just did, which was, if it were not for unforeseen circumstances, we would have had all these things happen that we normally expect to happen.
Man,
Oh, that doesn't look good. Your face does not indicate
I
things that
fold
take...
it up and I pop it in my mouth and I try to chew it and it refuses to chew. So I just kind of like it gets wedged like a little hard like BB pellet inside of my molars, and I have to like get it mushy enough so I can just swallow
Oh.
I definitely think that the year just kind of like blew a lot of predictions away. I mean,
It did.
but we sort of the thing is we made these predictions last year, so it's not like
Sure.
Right.
I think... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
no. I mean, just we were very optimistic. I mean, there was
Well-
a lot of things we were overly optimistic on things. I think.
I don't know if it was that we were in hindsight definitely overly optimistic, but I think if we go back in time and think about where things were at last year, it's like we thought the vaccines were on the way soon, right? We thought that things would improve once that came out, but I don't think anyone really predicted how hard the whole like shipping, logistics, all that stuff was just going to keep on running for. Because this year really was that. So last year, I feel like the problems were like demand, right? Like everyone was just like, we want all the things and we want them now, and nobody was around to make those things or send out those things. And now it's more of like, okay, we got that in place, but like I have a shipment from like AliExpress, so from China, that's been sitting at customs for like 3 weeks. And I'm pretty sure it's just because they're like, okay, like you can bring it into the country, but there's no one to actually move it from the port still. It's a birthday present for somebody. And I was like,
Well, it's
I'm
everything,
sorry.
right? Move from the port, you got to get the truck driver. I mean, it's just messed everything. The balance, the harmony of the world has just been thrown into disarray. So it doesn't go back immediately. But I think I definitely underestimated how long it would take.
Yeah.
On that note, Elena said the next Ryzen 5000 chip announced will be the 5600 Non-X.
I kind of, sort of got that right, but not also.
Not whatsoever get that right.
I know. I was just trying to think. Like, did we ever? No.
Wait,
no.
what came after the initial announcements? It was the G series, wasn't it?
Yeah, just the G series.
Yeah,
That's
which is non-X. It's just not plain, like nothing, no letter. So
Yeah.
If it makes you feel better, I will hear that you said that out loud.
I mean, you just physically heard it regardless, but I appreciate it.
It makes sense, though. It does make sense because why? I'm sure they probably would have normally done that, but due to the lack of affordable discrete parts, it makes way more sense to do the G part, 5600G.
I mean, what Brad just said about the whole due to unforeseen circumstances, I would have been right. So I think that applies here too. I will go do my push-ups. I'm not saying that I'm not going to, but I'm just saying I got close.
Yeah, I guess so. You're just one letter off. So, but apparently Chad is not agreeing. 5600G is not 5600, different cache structure. Yes, of course, because it's no IGP, all that stuff. But in the spirit of who the hell's going to buy a non-X 5600, maybe? I think it probably.
I'm back.
Right.
I got to keep score. Who won what?
Okay, let's go back real quick before I do my push-ups.
Brad 1080 or 3080 Ti. Incorrect.
That was a no, and then
no.
we're on number 48 now, which is also a no, and I'm gonna go do my push-ups. And
no.
we skipped 45 and 46 because those are chat ones, and we're away. So
44, full nerd will be able to record in one room in.
We agreed that would be right.
We gave that to Gordon because I was saying that. I mean, if it wasn't for personal circumstances, I probably would be in there with you guys. So
okay. So then, I guess I need to catch up. Evocati Productions, Samsung will finally launch PCIe 4 980 Evo.
Correct.
Oh, thank God.
Should have listened to him. He has Evo in his name.
Yeah, I'll take that one. Thank you. 46, Derek Sommer said 4K textures in new games will exceed 10 gigabyte VRAM by 2022. That is true. I would say
it's not common, but it's definitely true.
Thank goodness. Oh boy. All right. So wait, we're on 49? No, 48.
Yeah, we're on 49. I can't for whatever reason I can't see Elena in our Teams chat today, but I can see her doing push-ups on the TV, and that's hilarious.
Good job, Elena.
Oh man, I'm starting to get tired. Yeah, I think y'all can see it.
Well, we're close. We're close.
Slow.
Gordon countered the Ryzen 5000 chip. Said next Ryzen 5000 chips announced will be XT versions of chips already announced. Might not even launch the full lineup.
Yeah.
He was right about not launching the full lineup, but not the hard.
No XT.
It's interesting that everybody really guessed. A lot of them were AMD based, and a lot of them really AMD kind of messed everybody up. It feels like our predictions anyway.
Adam.
Yes. The next one. So this one's a funny, interesting twist on one of the earlier ones. Evocati Productions said AMD will release Zen 3 Threadripper that will hit 5 gigahertz out of the box. You mean person.
They're not even here right now.
I know, right?
What's funny is even if they did release Zen 3 Threadripper, there's no way a CPU with that many cores would hit 5 gigahertz out of the box.
Yeah, that's just.
Was it
mean.
all core 5 gigahertz?
They didn't say. I mean, whatever. It doesn't matter.
I mean, you could see managing it where you just clock one core up. It's.
All right. Well, I did Coke with the blueberries or the berry lemonade Sunkissed.
Man, Threadripper's messed us up twice now.
Well, that's surprisingly not good. All right. Excuse me. Wow. 51. Gamers Nexus case will not come out in 2021. Did it not come out? I don't think it did.
I don't think it did.
Out? Nope.
Oh, thank goodness. All right, cool.
Thanks, Steve.
Sweet.
Good bro.
Thank you, Steve. I'll send you a super chat next time. All right, 52. Evocati Productions with the final one. Or no, wait, for Brad. Adam will eat less paper or beans than this year. I don't know how to read that one. Adam will eat less.
You're gonna get fewer wrong.
Oh, well that one's wrong. So Brad.
I had faith in you, Adam.
I'm sorry, Brad. I'm standing at 7 right and 11 wrong.
For this one, I will write Adam failed me.
Actually, you know what? Wow. Let me go over the totals real quick while you do that, because nobody is in the positive. as long, yeah. So who knows? I'm a little lightheaded, so maybe the numbers are wrong. But right now I've got 5 wins for Gordon and 11 losses. Brad's got 7 wins and 9 losses. Elena has 1 win and Elena has 2 wins.
Thank you.
And 4 losses. I have 7 wins and 11 losses. So nobody is in the positive this year.
That's 2021 for you.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh, you know what? Liquid R says they decided not to do the case. So
Yeah.
there we go. That's a bummer. All right. Well, the okay, that was eating our words. Wow. That was fun. So now let's make some new words this year with predictions, shall we?
Oh, are we doing that before episode 100 stuff? Or are we just doing all the predictions?
No,
Okay,
let's do these ones separate. So I'm going to switch it over here. So now is the point where we're beaten down. We're feeling crappy. Man, we didn't get not much right. And now we're going to make predictions for 2022. I have a feeling how this is going to go. Elena, do you mind keeping notes on this one again?
It allows me to
Or do you want me
make
to?
fewer predictions, so
There you go.
that's fine.
I'll kick it off.
Oh boy. All right, here we go.
Then I know it's right because I heard it coming in on the news, but analysts are predicting that 2023 or 2022 chip shortages will get drastically better on the second half of the year.
All chips, GPUs, like what?
Whatever they said on the CBS AM radio. So, I'm sure they're talking about all chips. So
I hope that's the case.
Silicon in general.
I hope that's the case. But when all this started, they're like, oh, yeah, this will be fine by the middle of 2020. And then it's like, oh, it'll be fine by the end of 2020. And then it's like, oh, it'll be fine by the middle of 2020.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I hope you're right, but I'm not holding out hope at this point.
I'm trusting in the analyst that's on the AM radio. So that must be correct.
Yeah, I'm countering that.
On your CB radio?
I'm just saying straight up 2023, y'all.
Oh boy.
Well, but what do you mean? I guess for my prediction is I'm saying it'll be generally greater availability. That'll be the metric we weigh it by. I think it'll be at least we're finally emerging 2022. And next year it'll be emerging.
How are you defining a better general availability? Like anybody who wants a particular chip at MSRP can get it, or just like you can get it 50% of the time instead of like 2% of the time, or?
Well, I think it's the impacted areas now that are going to get better. Clearly, CPU side, it's way better already. So then it really comes down to GPU. I think GPU availability will get better second half of 2022. And that also affects everything, cars, cameras, whatever. All those, just generally the sort of limiting factors is will at least look like it's headed in heading up rather than the plane is heading for the ground kind of thing, which is what it's felt like now.
I still say that my prediction is going to be it's not going to be till 2023.
So next year, people will just feel like it's the end of the world for chips through the whole 2022.
It already happened this year.
Like, I don't think it's necessarily going to be that dark. I just don't think it's going to lift as fast as the analysts are predicting, especially because of some of the things that we've been hearing from people in the industry themselves, right? Like they've had a much more cautious tone. So I'm more inclined to go with that.
Okay.
Well, real quick, actually, I forgot to say this. That means the person with the most wins. Wow,
Brad.
you know what? I might have to go back and look at the numbers again. It's actually tied. Me and Brad both got 7, according to my numbers. So.
7 right, 7 wrong?
7 right. No. I'm just going off of right. We all got more wrong than rights.
Well, you have to go by the winning percentage. You can't go like, oh, you win the whole season because how many?
Oh, it's fine. I'll share the victory. Y'all can keep the belt out there.
Well, yeah, look at that. We're tag team match.
Yeah.
Brad and I.
The Hardy Boys.
Yeah, somebody please go back and double check my math.
All right, I got another one.
According to mine. Well, real quick. I will say if you want to get predictions in for me to eat words next year, please drop super chats right now. I will honor those. We also have a chat thread on the Full Nerd Discord server. There's a thread. I'm not going to take it out of that. I'm just going to do super chats to try to limit it a little bit. So be nice be nice. So go for it, Gordon. I'm going to go get some pizza.
I'm going to say that
We have pizza?
I'm going to recycle. I guess the pizza's here. Adam is going to go get pizza. I'm going to recycle the Intel Arc prediction that Arc will come out in 2022, and people will be pleasantly surprised by where it performs and its pricing. Availability, I can't predict, but I think the MSRP and where it performs, I think people will be at least happy.
I think we think alike because one of mine written down is actually Intel GPUs will be very competitive in mainstream segments.
And just in case, I'm taking the bite now because it's probably wrong.
All right, hold on. I'm going to put these actually separate because they're a little different. So Brad's saying that people are going to be you said mainstream?
Yeah, very competitive in the mainstream segments. I don't think they're going to have a 3090 rival.
All right. While Adam is away, I'll wait till he gets back for the super chats. But just for future Adam, I'm actually going to be putting one of the super chats as number 3 because it's related to the chip shortage stuff. And so the 2 that we just talked about will be number 4 and number 5. Future Adam is not confused.
I have another prediction related to GPUs if you want to keep them going.
Yeah, let's go.
I think this is not talking about scalper prices or street prices. I'm strictly talking about MSRP. I think the higher graphics card MSRPs that we saw this year are here to stay.
A big ass frowny face with that because I don't like that, but I think you're right.
Well, I'm going to disagree with. Can I go with that? Are you finished?
Yes.
Yeah, that was it.
I'm going to go the opposite of that one and say that due to competition, a true three-way competition between AMD, NVIDIA, and Intel, prices, the MSRP high pricing will actually moderate second half of next year as competition brings more availability of GPUs eventually to everybody.
I
hope you're right.
I hope you're right. But I don't know if that's going to happen if Brad is right, where it's only going to be mainstream.
I think Intel is going to price them competitively for what's around, but I think that they will be priced in line with what's already been established this year by AMD and NVIDIA. Like it might be like $20 cheaper, but you're still paying $380 for a 1080p GPU or whatever.
Huh.
I'm adding that as a further clarification of your last point.
Well, that gets the gist, yeah. So hopefully y'all get what I'm talking about. I think Intel's going to come out swinging. I do think they're going to have very competitive parts. I expect them to have competitive prices. I don't expect them to just blow the doors off with rock bottom prices.
No, but so I don't know if I need to change them or make a new ones. I would say that this is where you get in trouble because like 12 months from now, I want to remember this 12 months from now. Of course, I can't remember the previous 12 months. That's what I'm like, what? I said that? Why the hell would Microsoft sell an OS for that? And that's like, are you sure I even said that? I almost need to go back and watch.
Oh, I remember that. I remember it.
Rewind the tape.
Well, I mean, I sort of saw it as sort of a crazy prediction that they just want to upend everybody, including their own partners, like to make it harder on even their own partners. But that's just not gonna happen. Here's my thought though. I think prices will be better on these GPUs, but the prices as DIY is probably going to be pretty crappy through 3/4 of the year. But in system integrators and OEMs, that is clearly proven to be the one way they can get hardware into direct gamers' hands by pre-built. Because you're not getting, if you're doing it as a DIY, the scalpers and the miners are all eating those up, and there's nothing they can do to defeat them except sell them as full systems. And that's the only way, because you can go out and buy a complete system with a 3080, 3070 if you want, Radeon, whatever. You can't get it as DIY, but you get a full system. So that will probably hold. Do you think that needs to be a different prediction? Because if Intel's going out to people, if Intel's going out to people's, hey, we're going to sell it to you, to pre-built, you can like crater the prices on this because we're going to charge so little. That is,
it's a separate prediction. I would say.
Is that a separate prediction?
I was talking about DIY.
So what is the separate prediction? Like, how do we want to encapsulate this?
That you will easily be able to get that. Okay, here. I guess it would have to be like this. The price attractiveness of pre-builts will be so great. You know, it's really going to hurt DIY for most of 2022, right? Because if you can get whatever they launch afterwards, whatever it is, but you can really only get those in pre-built because the scalpers and miners have wiped out DIY. Then,
Yep.
so basically, pre-built market. Well, it's already there anyway. Pre-built sells way more than DIY, as much as you would think the opposite watching YouTube. But pre-built will become so attractive in 2022 that, for the most part, you know, as a hobby of doing builds, that will be it will be in hibernation for at least another year.
So it'll still be iced out for another year, or do you think it's going to get better?
I think it'll get. I think by the end of next year, I think GPUs will get better.
Bold.
Yeah, see, you gotta. That's why you swing. Coach tells you to swing, right? You think Steph Curry got to what he did by getting yelled at to get closer to the basket? No. Steve Kerr's like, when you wake up, throw the ball to the basket. I live 20 miles from the stadium. Just try it. Steph.
You never know. You never know till you try. I will say, Elena and Gordon, if you want to step away, use the restroom, get some pizza. It's in the lab. So feel free to do so.
While you're doing that, you should probably start catching up on the super chats.
I know,
because there's quite a few.
Yep.
I am going to share this document with you real quick first, though, so you can type things in if I'm getting pizza.
Thank you. Let me find out how to get some
pizza. I should have got some pizza.
You should have got some pizza. It's on.
What? You got paper, Brad?
I am pretty full. This is my worst year yet. I blame the world.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I got an easy one to start off with. This one's from $5 super chat for friend of the show, Lindsay Murray. Says, I predict Gordon will wear a hat with a curved brim in 2022. I'll say he likes curved brims. I think she meant straight brimmed. You will wear a hat with a straight brim in 2022.
Yeah, but who has to pay the penalty for that one?
I do. So she's setting me up.
There's a super chat.
Yeah, it's super chat. So she set me up. But
if that's all you ever buy is the full nerd ones that are flat brim, and I feel compelled to wear it to hawk it, then you win.
Yeah, who knows?
Now, if you ordered a curved one,
and your point. All right, and then the next one.
Wait.
Yes,
Adam.
Yes.
I feel like maybe Lindsay was actually throwing you a very, very, very soft ball, though.
Oh, you
like,
think so?
It's gonna happen. So, like, you don't have to drink weird stuff. Like, she's your wife. She loves you. She wants the best for you.
Well, don't forget that she's also the one that came up with this idea of mixing drinks. So.
So remember that time you didn't take any garbage out when I told you?
I know what you're doing, Lindsay.
She's saying in chat that. No, he will wear that one and it'll get beaten up and become curved. So I feel like it's a softball.
Oh,
but maybe you should clarify.
I will take it. Hey, you know what? I'll take it. Well, the next one is a funny one from BC Jester, friend of the show. Also, Elena's second biggest fan. Gave us $2. Thank you so much. Said, I predict Gordon will win a debate poll finally.
Yeah, that's possible. I keep doing it until I win one.
Yeah.
They can make it so, like, would you rather get $100 or you get punched in the face? See, I could win that easily. I like this one from Big Mama in the house. My 2022 prediction: Gordon will buy a console. I was gonna mention this, but Elena's on here. She's getting the pizza.
Actually, funny enough that actually, I think that same person also predicted that in our episode 100. We'll have to get to that in a minute. So,
well, because recently my wife was like, "Hey, my coworker said want a PS5. Said, you want the PS5?" And she said no, and I said, "What? Why did you? How much did they want?" And she said, "No, they just want to give it to us." And like, I will never go out and buy a console, but I will take one for free because free is free, right? Especially PS5.
Yeah.
I was like, oh. She's like just doing that just to twist that knife in me. Like, and I was like, why didn't you say yes? She's like, because you don't like consoles. I was like, damn, that's like $600.
Yeah, right. All right, let's actually I want to get to one of Keith's, even though he's not here. It'll help break it out. Keith put in number one. He sent me 6. So number one is, we will see mid-range GPUs back on store shelves within 10% of their MSRP by July 4th.
Oh boy!
Wow!
What's he putting on the line for that one? Because that one's
May.
Ooh, that is like. Oh, so I predict the aliens will come down and fix everything.
You know,
spacecraft.
This was going to be his first predictions episode, so he wanted to come swing for the fences. I guess so.
Yeah, but let's not go crazy here.
Wow! All right, that's luckily that's an easy one to track, right? Hopefully. All right. Let me do another Keith, or does somebody else have one to throw in?
I have a few.
All right.
I have one. It's going to be hard to measure, but I just want to get it out there anyway. I think that chip shortages are going to continue next year, so we're going to see more advancements and, in general, pushing of peripherals instead, monitors and displays and mice and whatnot. I just think peripherals are going to be a big focus for the industry next year.
Okay. I like that. Yeah. Well, hey, you know, man, yeah. It's one of the things I've been saying for the past while. If you can't buy a GPU now, invest in audio gear. Upgrade your audio gear. And it'll make the visuals you do have look even better. It's true.
You'll get an adaptive sync 144p monitor.
Nice.
I got another one.
All right, do it.
All right. Right around Intel Arc launch, NVIDIA will do everything it can to ruin the launch of Arc. And whatever that is, I have no idea what that is. I think, honestly, it can only be newer, faster products or just simply more products at a lower price. But whatever we see from NVIDIA at that time will just make people go, oh, damn. That's my prediction. Because whatever NVIDIA does, because people don't know this, but NVIDIA is got a competitive streak in it that is incredible. I think whenever Arc is going to come out, NVIDIA is going to try to steal the thunder so hard that no matter what side of the GPU thing you're on, you're just going to be like, damn. It's just be, oh, damn. Is going to be the reaction.
Oh, damn. That's a gimme. I like that one, though.
Sorry, I just came back. I was just checking. Did you happen to catch the Eternal Due super chat about GPU availability?
I've not hit all the
okay.
the super chats. I'm pacing them out so I don't
Got it.
overload myself next year.
Got it.
But thank you. Keep them coming.
I reserved slot number 3 for that one because it's topically thematic to the first things we talked about. Just FYI.
Oh, whoops. Okay.
Sorry, I'm just like coming in here, interrupting with my gigantic mountain of pizza. I'm gonna go back to my pizza now.
Can I advance? Can I push one of the ones that you had last year into next year, Adam?
Do it.
I think RDNA 2 will come to AMD APUs in 2021.
Okay. You mean 2022?
2022.
All right. I like that. Brad Charkis. I like that one. I'm just going to throw this one out here because it's a gimme. Star Citizen will not come out in 2022.
That's also on my list. Someone had to say it.
It will not come out.
Did I already push a Threadripper one into 2022? Zen 3 based.
I don't think officially.
Zen 3 based Threadripper in 22.
Zen 3 based Threadripper. All right. Zen 3 based.
Also, as the foil to Zen 3 based Threadripper, I think we will see Intel again make a run at true HEDT. And I think it's a very long shot because I think, it's always been an extremely small market, very few units, but it's been pretty ugly there. The reason why I think AMD didn't even bother with a new Zen Threadripper is because what was the point? They were just smoking Intel already, so they didn't even need to. So I think we'll see Zen 3 based Threadripper in 2022, and I think we're going to see Intel come out with high end, Sapphire Rapids, basically high core count base 12th gen chips design inside of a big socket part.
Okay. All right.
Any predictions on how many cores?
Well, boy, I mean, it's one of those. I mean, AMD's already at 64 cores, so it feels like they'd have to match or exceed that, but they might be able to do it with far more efficiency. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I just think that Intel doesn't like, they don't want to give up. They have a part that they can now compete at least, and so I think they're going to go back and just do it. Just mostly because you don't want to cede any area to the competitors.
All right. I like that one. Rolling it over. Eternal Duo A. I think is how I say it. Gave us €5. Thank you so much. Said availability of specifically GPUs will be more available in 2023. Buy as you want, not fight to survive. I've done the stats. All right, sure. I don't agree, but you know what? I'm going to take it just for you. So let me put that in the in that third slot.
He follows me on Twitter, and I've talked to him a bunch, and I've read he has a blog there. He goes into stuff. He actually puts a lot of thought into his predictions and stuff.
Yeah.
So
okay, nice. I like that. I like it. Well, they've got more predictions coming, so keep them coming.
I got one.
Go do it.
I think AMD will launch a full DLSS competitor with motion support.
Ooh.
Or fully back Intel XESS.
Okay.
Because XESS, I think they said they're planning on open sourcing, so there's a chance they could back that instead. But I think they will support DLSS style up resolution sometime in 2020.
Nice. That would be cool. That would be cool to have both. All right. I want to go back and look at the old one too, see if there's any that we want to push going forward. Anything around AM5? Anything around RAM prices? Or maybe you talked about RAM prices earlier. Oh, all right. Here we go.
I think we'll start to see better DDR5 availability late next year.
Ooh.
So like, let's give myself a little runway here. Let's say second half of 2022, but I'm thinking a little bit more towards the second half, like later part of that.
So not until the second half.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not offering a counter take, but just thinking off that. My feeling is I think we'll see plenty of DDR5 RAM early next year, but only in pre-built systems and laptops. I think for DIY, it'll be later in the year because we're at the bottom of the totem pole.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I was thinking about. I think of everything in terms of DIY.
That's the only thing that exists. If you watch YouTube, everybody builds a system, which would be cool, but that's not actually the reality, folks.
Because honestly, I feel like when we talk about things like the availability of DDR5 RAM, we really mean it in the context of DIY anyway, because people who are buying laptops and pre-builts aren't really concerning themselves as much about that because they're just going to take what the manufacturers give them.
I wasn't disagreeing with you whatsoever.
No, I know. I'm thinking out loud why I came at it that way. So
no, but it does make you wonder if we'll have to. I haven't really taken a pulse of what all the OEMs are doing. Like, you kind of wonder if they're all gonna also. With how hard it's been to get even for DIYers, I kind of wondered if it was going to constrain OEMs as well. So we'll see. But it looks like they are offering it, but it's not the greatest selection. But there's definitely some supply for those folks. OEMs anyway, not for DIYers. I got a crazy one.
Do it.
Microsoft will release a major update for Windows 11 that moves the start button back to the left side, and it'll be a big thing. It'll be like, look, we've given you what you've requested. We're listening to you.
I
default.
would not put paper on that.
I
hope you're right.
Yeah.
because
I hope you're right,
it's such an easy one. It's so easy.
I don't know.
It's
I've seen-
we love you for doing that.
Mark's video about waiting on Windows 11 still gets a lot of views, still gets a lot of comments, and the amount of comments that I've seen, surprisingly, people being like, actually, I like it in the middle for one reason or another, is surprising. Surprising for me. I don't like it in the middle, but I'm surprised.
Yeah. Well, do you
Yeah.
filter out all the ones from Microsoft? Like you can just look like remove IP address from Redmond. Oh no, actually, 99% of people don't like it in the middle.
I wish I could, but
I have a hard time believing that.
yeah.
I have another one.
No, do it.
It's kind of a push from last year, but slightly different. I think Cyberpunk 2077 by the end of 22 will be a big zero to hero success story like No Man's Sky was. I really think that game's going to wind up being in a great place.
Okay. I like that one. Let me get another super chat in here. Also from Eternal Duo. Let me paste it. It says Zen 3D won't come to the lower tier parts, i.e. the successor to the 5600X will not have stacked cache, only high tier parts. Okay. Yeah, actually, that's not too bad. I'll take that one.
That's reasonable.
Yeah. Duo.
Very reasonable.
I like that one.
I know what I'm
like that.
not betting this year.
Uh-oh.
Adam eat less paper.
You're
you-
going the opposite.
Yeah, is
No,
it
I'm not
official?
betting.
No.
No, not putting my money on that again.
All right, here you want a crazy one?
Do it.
This is it. This is the big bold one.
Uh-oh.
Actually, there's two big bold ones.
Oh.
This is the bigger one though.
Oh,
Actually,
boy.
no, the
Oh.
other one's bigger than this one.
Okay.
This one still pretty big.
Okay.
2022, NVIDIA will complete acquisition of ARM.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Oh.
putting it out there.
Oh, we're starting this. Okay. I have one related to ARM and NVIDIA too.
Oh,
Wow.
All right.
That's big.
she's just gonna say the exact opposite. Whatever Gordon said, minus the opposite.
I'm gonna say that the NVIDIA ARM negotiations are gonna get dragged out to 2023 at minimum. We're not gonna see a resolution of it in 2022. That's my prediction. Governments take forever to go through all that.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I don't think so. I would say it's going to happen. As again, 2022 is going to happen. Governments work in the ways you expect governments to. So I think it's going to happen.
What was it? The FTC just sued, right? Like,
Yeah, that's exactly. They do
It's a
what
smoke screen,
it's a
man.
smoke screen to make you think. Like, yeah, we tried to stop it. All right, go ahead.
okay.
No, we don't want an American corporation to own the processor the entire world's running on. No, why would the U.S. government? No, I think it's going to happen here. But here's the bigger one.
Oh boy.
This one. Now this is crazy.
Boy. All right.
Battlefield 2042 will actually be playable in 2022. Like it'll be like, hey, this is actually pretty good.
Hold on. You said Battlefield 2042.
Yeah. Is that was it? Whatever.
No,
which one
that's
is
the
it?
Yeah, that's
old
right.
one.
Well, which is the new
Oh,
one?
that's right.
Oh no. Okay,
What?
I'm sorry. I got yeah.
Yeah.
I
So the
keep-
one that just came out that people
Yes, the
are
one
like
that's-
radioactive about.
Playable.
That's going to be like people. It'll be like all Battlefield franchises. I've heard from people that said, no, it's broken. This is it. It's over. Franchise over. Ghostbusters 2, you've done that. Killed it. I think Battlefield 2042 will receive enough patches, enough stuff to address community concerns. It will overall be judged to be popular by Battlefield players again.
I feel like you gave yourself a softball, but okay.
Why?
I mean, of course they're gonna patch the game.
No, but where it will actually make people happy.
People
Yeah.
want to
It's,
play it.
it's like Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
And not quite like Cyberpunk, because I know Cyberpunk was kind of like broken a little bit. This is not just only broken, but it was
It's just bad.
it just
It's not a
it
good
made
game.
fans angry. It made actual fans angry.
It's not a
But
good
I
game.
think in the end it will end up making the fans happy. the fan base.
Interesting. All right. Well,
All right.
Negend said playable, maybe. Still not going to be good.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's saying that now, or she, in like 6-8 months, I'm gonna be like, oh, actually, yeah, I've been playing it a lot.
It's still, I just can't believe they said we'll look into legacy features like a freaking scoreboard.
Because you always have to go through the denial of like you've offended all Star Wars fans, and then you realize those Star Wars fans are the ones paying your paycheck. You give them what they want. You give them fan service, which is what people want.
All right. So I'm going to take another one from the chat. Pure Track 06 gave us $5. Thank you so much. Said Intel GPUs to be OEM only for at least first quarter of release.
I mean, officially or functionally?
You can only get them in pre-built.
Yeah, that kind of matches. Yeah, that makes sense.
So functionally, then.
Sure.
Yeah,
I disagree with it.
Yeah,
but sure.
Really? No, you sell enough.
I think there's going to be AIB cards.
Yeah, you can't have a GPU launcher like AIB, and you're going to have enough to say you're selling it to the channel. But I think you definitely, the 99% of them will go to OEMs, SIs, probably.
Right. Yeah.
I have one final prediction.
Okay, do it. Oh, yeah.
Unless something pops in my head.
I got to get to Keith. Whoops.
Oh.
All right, do his first, then I'll hop in after.
Okay, yeah, I realized I don't want to overload him with eating whatever he's going to eat. So his second one, Alder Lake Mobile will take the laptop performance and battery life crown back. All right, Keith May. Let me put that down.
I like Keith. He's coming here with strong stuff.
Yeah, he thought about it. He really thought about it. All right, let me do one more, Keith. I'll do it back to back, Keith. AMD Vcache will only be on 12 and 16 core chips. So that's funny. That's kind of like another one early.
That's like one of the super chats, right?
Yeah. So all right, Keith and I getting in on that one. Okay, so go ahead, Brad.
So my final one, I was looking at the numbers. Windows 10 came out in July 2015, and by January it had 16% market share. Mm-hmm. So in 6 months.
Wow.
Windows 11 just launched this past October. I don't think it hits 10% market share before the end of the year.
Ooh, yikes. Share.
It's very similar to mine, so I will just +1 that.
Okay, yeah. Oh boy. I mean that. Yeah.
Wait, what's your prediction? That Windows 11 will not hit 10% by the end.
Won't hit 10% market share by the end of 2020.
Yeah.
Oh boy, give me
2022.
Give me that prediction, but set the reverse.
Oh, okay.
Hell no, Windows 11 is gonna.
I don't.
I've seen Windows Vista, and Windows 11 is not Windows Vista. It's just not the same thing.
It's not, but here's the thing, though. Like, I feel like Microsoft isn't pushing this one quite as hard as they did with Windows 10, and I also think they've made some changes where I think in the Windows 7, Windows 8 era, it was still very common to think of Windows as a paid product, right? Like now Windows 10 has kind of had that kind of perpetuate this idea that Windows is free. So there's not this idea that, I can move to this and I don't have to pay money. So I'll get the latest and greatest. And there's and they were going for that, what was it? 1 billion devices goal back in 2015. I don't think they have that now. So I just don't feel like the environment's quite the same, even ignoring the user outcry and complaints about Windows 11.
There'll be more. I think they will exceed 10% is.
I think it'll wind up getting to a fine place. I think next year won't pass 10% because what Elena was saying, I think they're not forcing upgrades. There's not really any compelling features to upgrade for at this point. Whereas with Windows 10, you had DirectX 12 and other stuff. And I think a lot of its success is going to be on the backs of new hardware. That's the way Microsoft's looking at it. And I think that a lot of places who are buying new computers for their employees or their students or whatever have already done that. Well, so I think it's just going to slow down in 2022.
And Tomo123 makes a good point. They can't force you to upgrade if you don't have TPM on your system. So.
Well, it's not maybe being forced to upgrade. I think
big brain thinking.
I will. My prediction is by the end of 2022, Windows 11 market share will exceed 10%.
Yeah, it'll have 11.
I think it'll be. If I were to say, I would say it'd be close to 20% at least.
I feel like this
More.
is a fairly bold take.
That's bold.
But I'm saying 10%. 10%. It to exceed 10. That's
Yeah, I consider this one of my bold swings. There's a very good chance I'm wrong on this, but I don't think I will be.
I was just saying that Gordon's 20% was a bold statement.
That too. Let me get while we're settling in. Let me get to a couple of the predictions over in our Full Nerd Discord. Cause MC says Star Citizen will not launch, but still make another $2 million. That's a good one. Cause MC also says Steam Deck will see a hot launch and fade into obscurity. I'm giving you a thumbs down on that one, Cause MC. I think it's going to be a hot launch and people are going to dig it.
I would agree with that, though. Like, I think it's going to be kind of more of a niche product.
I mean, it's definitely niche, but I wouldn't say fade into obscurity.
We talking about Steam Deck? Is that
Yeah,
what I heard?
Steam Deck, yeah. Fade into
No way.
obscurity is like,
that's
harsh.
That's like saying it's a Steam controller is going to go, oh.
Hey, you know what?
Oh.
You know what? They sold a lot of Steam controllers.
$5.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And piggybacking off that, I don't know how to pronounce this. Nahxirok. Nazirok. Said Valve never abandons hardware. What are you talking about? That's true.
I still got all those like Steam, whatever the Steam
Steam
links.
links?
I have like
Yeah.
8 of them because every time they go down at $5, I'd buy 2 and then
You would get so excited every time I would tell you that it was on sale, and then you would go out and buy more.
You know
It's
what's really
what are you
bad?
doing with these
I was like, you know what? Hey, so and so's birthday's coming up, Dad. Like, I want to get him this, Steam gift card. It's like, how about giving him a Steam Link instead? I said that and then it's like, no. They would rather have a Steam gift card. I said, no, Steam Link is good. No. I couldn't give them away, and I bought them for $5.
I love those things. They are wonderful. I still have mine.
Yo, you want one, Brad? For your birthday, Christmas?
now.
Liquid R says Kojima announces an open world game set in the Old West. I would like that. That would be cool.
I would play that.
Yeah, I'd be down. Yeah. Liquid R also says James Cameron will admit that Alien is the superior film.
Oh, hell no.
Man, those are the
You
fighting
imagine-
words on this show.
Yeah, you're talking about you couldn't fit his ego in the Pacific Ocean. You think he's going to admit Alien is better? And plus, that would also be factually incorrect.
I like it. And then some people were giving predictions on the Linus Media Group Labs when it's going to launch and if they're going to do videos and reviews and stuff like that. Liquid R says Steve of Gamers Nexus will run in-depth content about at least 2 more exploding or flame-producing PC components.
I hope not, but hey, if he has to, he will.
Let me get to another super chat. We have a couple more. Brian Lynn gave us $5. Thank you so much. Said prediction: 2 terabyte micro SDs will become more common than 4 terabyte SSDs in 2021 or in 2022. 2 terabyte micro SD cards will
How
be
you gonna
more
judge
common
that
than
one, though?
4 terabyte SSDs. Yeah, that one's pretty hard.
I mean, just simply by maybe makes. If there's 20 different 2 terabyte micro SD cards and there's only 4 terabyte SSDs.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to go by like who's producing them and how many, like the quantity of it in terms of like different lines and models.
Yeah, you should. That's a good one for you, Adam.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure you'll win that one.
I'll take that one. Also, another good one for me is from Alina's second biggest fan, aka VC Jester, friend of the show. Gave us $5 super chat. Thank you. Said PC World launches their line of Smooth 30 merch. It's a 3D chess move to get me to launch it.
I feel like that. Yeah, that's a hint. That's a hint.
I'll take that one. I'm also gonna sidetrack for a second. This open concoction of drinks right here is actually quite pungent. I need to move this away from my oh boy, it's just mixing in the air and it's not great. let me see. Let me get another one from Keith, because we have a couple more left for him. Number 4, Intel Arc will take the performance per dollar crown across the stack. Wow.
He does not mess around.
Bold statements, man.
I think that's a better worded version of what I said. I just said they'd be competitive in the mainstream, but Keith is coming with the I can measure this kind of statements, and I like it.
Yeah, we're missing out on off the cuff ones though. You know, that's what makes it fun, is that people piggybacking or making stupid ones.
I'm trying to be cautious this year because 2021 has been a cautionary tale.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that we've only been doing this for 20 minutes, and we already have 34 predictions.
We do.
So,
I'm done.
Next year's episode is going to be long.
Yeah, right. Elena, do you have any more to throw in the bucket?
I think I don't want to take a hard left turn just yet with what I've got. So
Okay.
I'll wait.
All right. I guess I will do another super chat and hope that these don't stack up too well. We got a $10 super chat from Chase Olson. Thank you so much. I did not see your message, so if you could send that again in the chat, I will be sure to come back to it, because I know you kind of had a mess up there. But I want to make sure I get to it. Thank you so much. Sid Lives gave us $4.99. Said AMD will release a chiplet-based APU in 2022. Okay. Interesting. That is an
Bold statement.
Interesting one. And that was, who was that? That was Sid Lives. Sid Lives. Okay. Let me do, I guess, another Keith May one then. Get him back to back. What is this? Number 5. Oh, it's kind of a piggyback off the other one. But Intel Arc will only be available through OEMs in the first 90 days. Oh, that's the same as a super chat we got. Kind of.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah. All right. Only through OEMs. Wow. I don't know where people are getting their ideas on that one. Keith May. Okay. Gordon, you got any more to throw in?
I don't know. I got that pretty big one with Battlefield and ARM. I did Threadripper. I did Intel's HEDT response.
Oh, what about will an APU win GPU of the year next year?
No.
Do you want to predict that?
Are you trying to rile Brad here?
Not gonna.
He has his angry dad face on right now.
No. APU.
Man, I feel called out, but I totally did.
Yeah, no, there's no way, especially. I mean, I definitely think next year will actually be a GPU that wins next year, hopefully. Because otherwise it's going to be a pretty lousy year.
I think here's a prediction off the cuff.
Do it.
I think that we will see multi-chip GPUs teased or launched in 2022.
Teased or launched.
I'm not sure if it'll launch, but I think they will in some way say, hey, we're working on multi-chip GPUs.
Interesting.
I'll give you an easy one.
Are we still on GPUs, or are you going to move off? Because if we're on GPUs, I want to add something before we move off. Gordon.
Oh, I was...
Is it a GPU one?
Damn, I can't remember what it is now.
Sorry.
I think he snuck my Coors Light. Go for it, Elena.
So what I was going to say, and I hate saying this, but maybe it's just because of how the 2021 predictions went and how this year went. I'd be happy to be wrong about this. But I feel like this focus on higher end is going to continue. So I don't think we're really going to see much in the way of budget. I want to say GPUs for sure in 2022. I don't like saying that, but I think that's what's going to happen.
Okay.
All right, here's the easy one.
Yeah, go for it.
Next year, you will want, and there will be PCIe Gen 5 GPUs and SSDs.
And there will be.
I hope that's true.
Well, you want it. It's one better.
SSDs, yeah.
It's one better. You know it's better.
That's a bit of a bold prediction because we're only just now seeing those second gen PCI 4 SSDs. So
Yeah.
I like it.
No, yeah, but I mean, Gen 4 launched with the original Ryzen 3000.
Yeah, and
so
they had
that's a long
the
time.
all right ones, but not only now is when we're starting to see ones like that Corsair one that just came out, at the Kingston one.
I don't know if I want to make this a prediction. I'll think about it, but I actually do think that we will probably see PCIe 5 SSDs before we see 2 terabyte SSDs really start consistently dropping below 150.
No, you want to say that? Go ahead. I think you're wrong. I'll make that prediction for next year, in fact.
No, I said consistently drop below 150, not
What the
just
hell
like
does that
one-off
mean?
sale. Like where they're really sitting comfortably in that 130 range, like we saw 1 terabytes do eventually.
I guess I would have to hear like, what do you mean? Like, how many months would it have to be consistently?
Like you can't. What I'm saying is that you can't come to me next year and you're like, Black Friday, there was like one
No,
sale
no,
on this
no.
one SSD. Like you can't do that to me, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, but I think you're already seeing again 2 terabyte SSDs at 160. That's
On
pretty
sale.
close to 150.
But on sale, not the sales aren't often yet.
And those aren't Gen 4 drives. Those are older, higher cap, older models. I'd imagine you're going to see those, get pushed down next year as well. I would say you will be
Maybe
able to
wrong.
buy a 2 terabyte Gen 3 SSD for $140 next year.
Oh, gave yourself a cushion this year. I
Buy
see.
a 2 terabyte.
All I'm saying is that I think that it's pretty clear that given how things have been going, like we've seen this already, just that they need to make their money, so they're focusing on products that give them that kind of margin, right? So
Yeah. But, next year things are going to loosen up magically for everything, right? So
okay, that's true. That's right. Your other predictions do back this up.
You
Mine-
will be able to buy a 2 terabyte SSD for 140. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, is that consistently? Because I mean, like you probably could if you slick dealed it.
Just not one-off deals, but at least you see the deals often enough. Like it's
Okay.
not uncommon.
Okay. All right. Let me throw in another one from Keith. I think this is his last one. He said, we will finally see integrated RDNA graphics on mobile Ryzen parts. RDNA.
Coming out with the bold statements. Love it.
Wait, what was that again?
We will finally see integrated RDNA graphics on mobile Ryzen parts.
Keith. Okay, Keith made that one. Oh,
Yep.
all right.
Keith made that one. Okay, Keith made. I've got another super chat I will get to, and it is another one from Eternal Duo A. Whoops, and I pasted the wrong thing. Radeon 7000 will not be as performant as all the rumors push it is. Not 3 to 2 times. It will be less than 2 times RX 6900 XT. RX 6900 XT is not 2 times 6700 XT.
Wow, people are really saying 3 times. Huh? That's
There's some pretty crazy rumors out there.
pretty crazy. I got one. Here's a good one.
Okay.
By the third quarter of 2022, Macintosh owners will be back to their miserable. Well, how come we can't have this hardware complaint? They will be
they'll
yet
back
again.
to
They will be back to pining, wishing they had access to PC hardware.
wishing they.
Wait, when did they ever wish for it in the first place, though?
They've been doing that up until the ARM ones came out. They really were. It was bad. It was pretty. You could say that MacBook owners were pretty dejected up until the ARM ones came out. Right.
Between the janky MacBook Air and only
Yeah.
having one USB-C port and then the freaking keyboard. I
Yeah,
agree.
and every day you were wondering when Apple was going to take you out back behind the shed and put you in a shallow grave. They went from that to like, we have the best thing ever in the universe forever kind of thing. So, but I feel like by the end of 2022 Mac, people will understand what's awesome about competition. among hardware vendors instead of being locked onto one island.
All right. Well, that's about 44. Is there anything else we want to add?
No, I'm already nervous about this.
Yeah, right. Oh boy.
I feel like everyone was much more conservative in terms of how many they made this year.
I don't know. I thought I had like 15
Except
of
for
them in
Gordon.
there.
Gordon had a...
Gordon went for it.
Yeah.
It just means I ate more McDonald's
Keith
food
swung
next
for the
year.
fences too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other last minute super chats you want to get in? Get him in now. But yeah, this is a pretty good list.
How about
I'm
base memory?
Definitely more gun shy this year after just eating how many pieces of paper that I just ate.
How about 32? Well, see, I don't even know. Do you think 32 gigs will be normal
No.
next year? I think it could be 32
No.
gig density would be sort of like DDR5 density will be the base for any gaming machine next year.
No. That's a hard counter for me.
Well, wait, 32 gigabyte density will be base
Standard. That'll be
Standard.
like, you just, it's kind of
standard
like
for
the nice place
only
to be.
DDR5?
Yeah, because it's going to be just more affordable.
Wait, for only DDR5? I thought you meant for all RAM.
Well, no, I just kind of feel that DDR5's density will benefit
All right, never mind. I take
general
back my counter.
desktops. So I think 32 gigs, that'll be the standard build.
I disagree. That's a bold take. I like it.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, that is interesting. Tech Rashawn says not with the way pricing is now. So we will see. Okay, I don't see any more super chats coming in, so I'm gonna call this prediction list a wrap. That's 45 solid predictions. Now let's switch over to some full nerds of pasts and futures. I did go back and listen to episode 100, which aired on, oh goodness, I think it was April 2019. That was episode 100. So
It says July 23rd. on your
July
notes
23rd.
here.
Whoops. Good thing I put on my notes. Thanks, the past Adam, for doing that. And yeah, we made some predictions about what we think it would be like in episode 200, which we had guessed it would be 2022, I think it was. We'd guessed a little bit further than what it actually was. But I think some of these fall in line, and spoilers, some of these are actually eerily on the mark. Was not necessarily for reasons, but I mean, this was July 2019. We didn't know anything about what was going to hit us in 2020. So, let's see this one. So the first one was very eerie when I heard it. Flash Photo, friend of the show, said there will be more remote full nerd episodes.
Yeah.
I will say mostly been remote full nerd episodes since then. There's been more remote full nerd episodes than there has been in-house episodes since that.
That prediction was made before.
Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of creepy.
Found the time traveler.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Crazy prediction there. Big Mama in the house said 128 core CPU. No.
Close. Almost.
Getting there. But
there's actually AMD's talking. Wasn't Bergamo supposed to be rumored to be? It's not out. 128 cores, so getting there. But that's in the enterprise server side. So.
Brad said there will be a truce in the core wars, and it'll only top out at 16 cores.
I know Threadripper exists, but I feel like I was right there.
Yeah, no, you were talking about Ryzen. Yeah, standard socket parts.
16 is arguably almost too much for most people too. So I think that's right.
Yeah. And then Brad also said more common than not in AAA games. Wait.
Is that related to core use or?
Yes. Yeah. Core use. 16 cores, will not be common in AAA use. Yeah. And then No Star Citizen. So 2019 Brad continues to be right. And then Brad also said Intel graphics out in 2 years. It won't challenge the high end or APUs. It'll be kind of in the middle. So that was wrong.
TBD.
Yep. Still waiting on that one.
That's another one that I feel like it was the world timing that did me in on there. I have a feeling they really wanted that out this year.
Yeah. Elena said 8 cores will be common in the mid-range.
Nope.
They are a lot more common, but I would not say they are.
Not mid-range, though.
What's mid-range? You still think solidly Ryzen 5 is mid-range?
Yeah.
Well, how many cores does Core i5 have?
Who can even tell with all those performance and efficiency?
It's true.
That's 10 cores. I would say that's pretty close because it's like 6 cores versus 10 cores. You know, that's...
But common would have to be more than just
Yeah,
one.
she did say
one
common.
SKU.
Gordon said you won't see a 24-core Ryzen desktop part. So yeah, of course. Gordon also said Zen 3 and 10 nanometer will focus on efficiency. Because you were saying that we've already topped out on the cores. The clocks are gonna. You followed up and said clocks won't go higher than 4, 5 for most of it.
Yeah, it's probably most.
And the stack will be 8, 12, 16 threads.
For Ryzen?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty close, I guess. Although the clocks they're up beyond that, but I'd say it's pretty close.
I'd say 95% of the way there.
Wait, when did we guess all these?
July 23rd, 2019.
Jeez. That's not bad. That's not bad.
That's not bad. You also said that 4 terabyte SSDs will be common. And that DDR5 will be common.
DDR5 is common right now in the one machine I have.
You also said people will love ray tracing.
Oh, whoa. I think I'm right there. I think I'm right. Would you agree that I'm right on that one?
I think people love DLSS and FSR more than ray tracing.
Well, but no, but when you say that's like a checkoff list you gotta have, if you don't have ray tracing and a new, like if you announce a GPU next year that didn't have ray tracing,
yeah.
If Arc came out and it didn't have ray tracing, we already know Arc will have ray tracing.
But that's like, there's like a gap between that, like feeling that you have to have it as a bullet point on your box versus like people loving it.
Yeah, no, you said
I don't think
will love it.
I think they were
well,
getting
if they
there.
don't love it, then let's just take it off. Then just take it off
hardware
then.
Still has to get better before it can be transformative enough that people love it.
I guess I'd want to see. I disagree. I think people, they've really come around on ray tracing.
Well, one you definitely got wrong was GPU prices will continue to go down. You'll be able to get a 2070 Super level going for 1060 prices.
Yeah.
You can get 2070 Super level for 2080 Ti prices. So.
Elena also said there's going to be much more attractive APU options in the low end.
Ooh, not quite.
Yeah.
No, not yet.
I mean,
not quite.
Yeah.
I would like to see them upgrade the Vega cores personally.
It hasn't changed at all. Yeah, I would say that's definitely, that's... People love ray tracing way more than... At least I can argue somebody loves it.
And like on top of that, they don't even have the budget one available as a DIY part. It's only OEM, so unfortunately, not a thing.
Gordon also said... go ahead.
The 2070 Super came out, I think it was $500. Yeah, it was $500. You can get them pre-owned for $725 to $775, and new is closer to $900.
Oh my goodness!
See, they do love them though, Brad. Like,
that's true.
If I could sell you a 2070 Super for $500, you would kiss me. You're like, oh my god! I don't care. It's 2 years old. It's $500. 2070 Super.
Kind of true. Gordon also said Intel will go hard for integrated graphics, really go hard on integrated graphics.
What the hell did I even mean? XE is hard. XE is really good, really good.
You're talking about laptop stuff, though. You're mostly talking about laptop stuff. Yeah.
So I guess that worked out because XE was a big step up, especially with Tiger Lake over, good Lord, especially compared to Comet. Oh.
Gordon also said, "Man, things are so great. It's never been a better time to be a PC enthusiast because lots of competition and lowering prices."
Yeah, that was Total right.
Yikes.
So I thought you were about to read this one, which is why I laughed suddenly, because I thought you were about to read this one. And I was like, oh boy, that we took a turn because of pandemic, so that didn't come to pass.
Well, also on that episode, or the predictions episode that we did that year in 2019, or no, it was the previous one. Anyway, you were talking about how you did your usual Black Friday, best PC you can do for $500, and you're like, oh man, I was able to get more for even the same amount of money. Things are great. I can't wait. And then Brad was just like, yeah, Intel will really shake it up in the 500 or less range for PC builders. Yeah, that's hard.
It didn't happen.
And Alejandro from the chat, friend of the show, Alejandro said no SATA ports. Predicted that future PCs will have no SATA ports. That's not true.
We're getting close, though. We are really getting close to that. Because some boards, they're really like, yeah, we'll give you 4, if that. Like, they're almost to the point where you're going to get 2 SATA ports.
I hope they don't do that, though, because, that really closes off the option to put in, high capacity hard disk drives still. And even people who are more budgets to do like standard 2.5 inch, not standard, but 2.5 inch SATA drives, which on occasion can be cheaper. Still.
I will go with 90% of people would be just fine with a 2.5 inch drive.
Yeah.
SATA.
Yeah.
Very true. SATA drive.
Yeah.
I wonder if SATA is actually going to just become one of those things that you'll see on budget boards, right? Like they're going to assume that, yeah, this is more of a feature for somebody who wants, something more affordable, or, maybe like specialty high-end boards where it's obvious that it's going to be used for like creating like a huge storage array kind of thing. But we're not, I could see this becoming a thing where, your standard mid to high-end build, they're just going to pretty much drop a lot of that because people are doing a lot of small form factor builds now too. That's very popular at the moment.
You definitely don't need 8 SATA ports anymore, so.
No.
Most of us know. Flash Photo said Gordon will buy a PS5 or next Xbox. We didn't know that yet.
Elena missed my whole PS5 story.
That was a good one.
What?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to mention it just to see the face that Elena makes. So my wife goes like, yeah, my coworker asked if we wanted a PS5. I said, what'd you say? What? You're like, just said no. I said no. I said, well, how much do they want? I said, they didn't want anything. They want it. They were going to give it to us or give it to me. And I was like, what? Why did you say no? She said, you don't like consoles. That was really like, that was just like, yeah, but free is free.
Gordon likes free more than he likes free consoles.
I will take a free Mac. I have no problems with that, right? I don't know. Just free is free.
There you go. Now you can send Gordon a free PS5.
Yeah, you understand
he will
the hierarchy of this.
Yeah. Rurutu asked, pondered the question, friend of the show, Rurutu, said, will we be playing Half-Life 3 before Star Citizen?
Oh, boy.
Well, neither. But Half-Life Alyx did come out, so kind of a...
Yeah.
In VR, nonetheless. I'd kind of give it to him.
Yeah, right. Big Mama in the house, friend of the show, said CPUs with onboard HBM memory.
That never became a thing.
Never. Lurker really swung for the fences. This was over on Twitch chat, I believe. AM5, 32 core top out, and 3 threads per core.
Oh, I remember that one. I remember that three thread talk a while ago. So that was. It is a bummer we haven't seen HBM integrated into any parts. I would have thought that would have gotten better, but it just. I don't know what in the world's going on with that.
It felt like it was gonna start to become the next thing until it wasn't. I think it's just priced way too high because you can still see it in some of the like high end NVIDIA server parts and stuff like that. But I think it's just priced too high for normal people.
Northern Tech Hermit said we would be talking about a Chinese x86 manufacturer that had real products to release in the West. Nope.
There is a Chinese manufacturer who makes stuff in China that is not as good as AMD or Intel, but we're not talking about it here, and it's not sold here.
Yeah, and I think there was some recent performance tests that I was like, it's not bad, for what it is, but no, it's not. But not here, yes. So that was...
Pseudo Soul today said AMD puts down NVIDIA. Didn't happen. Facebook sells Oculus. I mean, I could have seen that one. We were all like, oh yeah, we could see that one, but they killed, or they didn't kill Oculus. They just killed the name. So kind of.
Yeah, they still have the company too.
And then there was a lot of talk around. This was before 10th gen and how they were going to change their naming scheme, because people were like, oh, it's not going to be 10. ... So Game Bacardi had put in there's going to be a Core i10 10 KF or something like that. It's, yeah. And we're all like, oh yeah, I don't know, what are they going to do with naming? Intel sucks with naming. But no, they're continuing it.
Yep. He was maybe not right in the joke, but he was right for the gist of the joke.
Spirit.
Yeah. Couple more fun ones. Wings Cancer said by 2021 Brad will shave. Nope.
My head?
Yep. Java's Best said ARM will be a big player in laptops and Apple. Gordon said no, ARM won't be a big player on Windows, and they don't think Apple will switch to ARM.
Yeah. No, that was, you gotta give them the what they did. They went for it.
They did. I did not think it was gonna happen. Belt Czar Thong thought that by this time we would have an episode with Dr. Lisa Su on the show. It's not happened. But she, yeah,
It'd be awesome.
She does listen to the show. She gave it a shout out on a stream. So.
Yep.
And then the last one on here, Lena said we will have seen Google start its cloud streaming service and stop it by the time we hit episode 200.
Did they stop it?
No, they haven't stopped it. They haven't.
Not officially, but
In effect.
Yeah.
In effect.
I got an email like I think a week ago or something. They're like, hey, we're giving everyone Stadia Pro for free for a little bit. Do you want to claim yours now?
I guess the thing is, if no one's actually using your service, you don't have to stop it, but is it really still going? I can't imagine what the numbers look for Stadia.
They were basically giving away the controller
Yeah.
over Black Friday. It was like $23 for a controller and like a Chromecast, like the nice Chromecast.
That's crazy.
So it's just like, so at this point to me, it's pretty much dead. Like that's when you're just like, hello, is anybody there? Hello?
Right. Well, and on top of that, the Amazon Luna, I thought they would lean more heavily into that, and yeah, I mean they haven't. It's just kind of been like quietly there, not giving a ton of effort to it. It's interesting.
But if it goes into TV, I'm just reading a headline here on Tech Radar. It's like if they're Stadia into TVs, could they get anywhere with it?
Well,
I feel like NVIDIA's had more traction with that. NVIDIA's got into a bunch of LG TVs.
Oh, really?
Yep. GeForce Now.
Stadia's like,
Yeah.
I mean, the whole setup for Stadia, though, is like pretty problematic, I think, for a lot of people to begin with, right? Because like the nice thing about NVIDIA system is that like you quote unquote own the games as much as insofar you can a digital license, right? So like if GeForce Now goes down, like you still have your games, like it's not a problem to you. Like Stadia is like requires you, if I remember right, like
Yes.
it still requires you to
It does.
buy it through them. And so if they go down, there goes your license. Like that sucks. Like I wouldn't want to invest in that either.
And I don't even think they've been able to bring to fruition the idea of having like cloud saves and things like that, so that say you have something on the console and you want to pick it up on Stadia. I don't believe that is the case. That they've been able to bring that to many games. So, yeah.
But do you think they just give up though, or because the thing about Google is it is one of those places where they look to give up and then they just simply they're retooling. It's almost like Apple, like they sort of like bring it back into the garage in about 50 pieces and then come out with it again in 5 years because they have the resources to make an attempt again. It feels like they just kind of will try to make it work another way.
yeah, I think they'll keep it on life support.
Yeah.
It's just like the whole Google Home stuff,
Like right now, they're trying to sell it.
Well,
so
no, Google
like,
Home, they still give.
AT&T can sell it.
They give. Yeah. There's new products.
No,
Google Home's good.
At one point it felt like Google Home had dismally failed because Alexa was everywhere. Alexa looked like it had conquered the world, but Google really successfully came back from that, and it feels like it's a solid contender. You could see them doing that with Stadia, having learned their lesson that they had no idea what they were doing with the original Stadia launch.
Maybe. I don't know. But there are a lot of high-level people have left that, and yeah, who knows? And also just like with the inroads of GeForce Now and the Xbox, like the cloud streaming on Xbox with Game Pass and stuff has been pretty big. I mean, they finally did come to the Xbox One platform recently as well. So it's just like, hey, the idea of playing Xbox games continues on your older system. You don't have to upgrade if you don't want to.
Yeah.
You just keep streaming it for all eternity on your launch Xbox One.
I still got mine.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's interesting. Well, so if we take this then into the future and say, hey, in what is it, 2025, we'll probably hit episode 300.
Wait, it's going to take that long?
Well, I mean, if it took us this long to get from
2.5 years.
Yeah, 2.5 years. So I guess midway through 2024. I'm not quite sure. Yeah. So what's the future going to be like then? What's the future going to be like then?
You mean so just
Gordon,
you want
think?
Let's think. Boy,
will you finally be able to get GPUs at MSRP?
I think the scarier thing, and it's what people are going to have to sort of think about, is by 2025, people will have to largely embrace fully integrated solutions. GPU, CPU, closely, tied hardware.
So like laptop-like?
No, because it'll be in a desktop, right? So, because we're talking about, from the DIY perspective, the PC of 2025 will see incredibly close integration between CPU and GPU and RAM and things that give real performance gains to Intel and AMD. I'm not sure where NVIDIA is going to play out in this, which is kind of the one stickler thing.
I see.
They'll be somewhat open, but the 2025 is so far away. Well, I guess that's only 3 years because I look at it
2.5, 3 years.
I look at it as 21. I guess that's a little early for that, but I feel like by 2025, we will see AMD and Intel push integrated answers closely coupled CPU, GPU.
So like more like a closed system, the way Apple's doing it, as you're talking about.
I just don't think. I mean, I know the PC is built around. There will be some openness, maybe with storage, and even then it gets a little weird. But there's just a huge performance argument to be made for making things a lot closer, instead of having to deal with the messiness of always having to have an open architecture. Which is, it's been the magic of the PC. I don't know how we figure out a way to survive around it, but. Because there's really going to be a big advantage to tying everything together. So, I mean, maybe it just breaks down to you're going to take a performance hit. It's going to be you'll be fast in some ways with the classic big discrete GPU, CPU standalone. But then there's going to be some things where these closely coupled things, clean your clock.
That's how I feel. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing more stuff like AMD Smart Access and Smart Shift and stuff like that. So things will still run fine if you just throw whatever you want in your PC. But if you want the most performance possible, you're probably going to have to go all in.
I see. Because I was wondering if you were outlining this with an eye to the fact that, or have it tied with form factor, and given the popularity and the rise of small form factor, that you were thinking more from a perspective of Intel's compute units, that kind of thing.
Well, I mean, the argument that that's clearly one place where you would think it would make sense, but I do think the appeal is even in a standard, ATX board where you buy the board, it's got the CPU with, down a GPU down on the board. Maybe the expansion slot, you could add your big fat GPU and, disable it, or maybe it's a little closer to a laptop, but I just feel like, we are probably going to be thinking we're going to have to embrace more integration than we ever have before, because it's always been about openness and, you can put in whatever you want, but, you don't, the PCIe is no longer in the chipset. The memory controller is no longer in the chipset. Maybe there's other things we can bring down to be integrated. 2025 feels like it's a little closer to that, but it feels like both AMD and Intel will clearly be many generations from where they are now, and that working closely with each other if they can beat their biggest foe, which is Nvidia, that's their. I think it works for them.
Do you think that would also get you your long awaited wish of the death of ATX?
No.
Really? Oh man.
Oh, that was a
That sucks.
sour.
No, because it's
sour
one of those
answer.
things. Yeah, it would be great if we really rethought ATX, but it's like mouse and keyboard. It's always going to be. It's just too hard to get rid of. GDR5, of course, will not go away because that's main memory lasts for many years.
What about Optane? It's been in this weird limbo. What do you think, Gordon?
No, it's canceled. It's flat out canceled.
Really?
For the desktop.
Is it dead?
It's still in servers. It's in servers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like desktop Optane was killed off this year.
I kind of wonder if, but again, so that gets me back to like, yeah, it's as a standalone storage product you can sell to people, but you get a board and it's integrated with, CPU, GPU, and, 1 terabyte of Optane down on the board that is simply, persistent memory that never goes away. It's possible. I don't know. Who knows? We're guessing so far in the future. Who knows? But that's probably way beyond. 2025 is too close for that. But
Well, we have a funny one from Elena's second biggest fan, aka VC Jester, friend of the show, said by 2025, Gordon will be streaming World of Tanks on Twitch.
yeah,
All right.
also playing World of Warships.
I will go with, I think by 2024, episode 300, I think we will see graphics cards with multi-chip GPUs. Multiple graphics cards with multi-chip GPUs. I think it'd be common on the high end.
Multi on the same card, or like not SLI, but multi
Ryzen. The Ryzen applied to
okay.
GPUs.
multi-chiplet. So chiplet-based GPUs by
I
then.
mean,
Yeah.
do you think games will be able to take advantage of that, or is that more like a processing, workflow kind
I'm
of
talking
thing?
about games. I'm talking about for gamers.
Oh,
Yeah, I think they'll figure it out. I think NVIDIA and AMD are both trying to figure that out right now because it could unlock some big stuff. And I think 3 years from now, it'll happen.
interesting. All right, yeah. What about Windows 11 market share?
Windows 11 market share 3 years from now, I will go with do something else. Do something else. Look at this number.
Windows 12.
It'll be the dominant OS clearly. 2025.
It should be, because that'll be right around the time that Windows 10 takes its has it swan song? What's
Yeah,
it
that's
called?
right. They're going to push it overboard then.
Unless it doesn't hit 10% by the end of next year. And it's still just sitting there.
It is not going to be a 10%, and then that's just no way.
Oh.
No way.
Oh.
Waiting for this chart to come up so I can compare Windows 10. I will say it'll have 50% in 2025.
And the other biggest part of the slice will be Windows 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
PCIe Gen 6 GPUs.
Oh.
20,
GPUs.
and the 2025. And 20 Gen PCIe 6 has already been basically ratified, so give it a few years for it to roll out. 2 years. So yeah, 2025.
What about Thunderbolt on AMD laptops?
No.
Oh man.
I got something, not necessarily related to all this, but something I've been thinking about. I think 2024 is when we'll finally see budget and starting to flourish again. I think it's going to take a while for that to recover. So I don't think that's about when we'll start to see it being a little healthier.
I hope you're wrong, but that sounds kind of right.
I hope I'm wrong too, but I feel like with the way things are going right now, it's going to be a bit before it recovers.
Yeah.
Which is real sad.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think 2023
For
things will be-
DIY. For DIY. It's been a little dry on the pre-built side too, honestly, though.
But it's gonna, yeah. I think through next year it'll get better, and then it's one of those things where it's the most horrible thing in the world, and then you don't remember what. It's like the end of the Return of the King or something at the end of that horrible journey of all the Lord of the Rings and like, but then you have like 5 happy endings where it ends in the fade of white, you know, that whole happy music.
I thought that was a metaphor for death, but okay.
No, because he didn't even die. He got on the boat. He got on that boat and went to the west to live with the elves or something. So
that was a metaphor, yeah.
Was it?
Don't worry about it.
No, it wasn't. He got on the boat. What are you talking about?
The death boat, yeah.
The elves live forever. I'm just saying it's one of those things where it looks always horrible when you're in the middle of it. And then within 3 months after it's over, people will be normal complaining about like, you know, other things. So
I think ray tracing will be expected and common by 2025 in AAA games.
They'll love it. They will love it.
That was it. Yeah,
they'll love it.
It's already mandatory that you have it. I don't see how that's.
It's not. It's like it's still not common in AAA.
And is ARC have ray tracing?
Well, the graphics supports ray tracing, but that doesn't mean that the games are using ray tracing.
Yeah, but if you launch a product without ray tracing, it's basically seen as a failure. So that's.
I'm talking about the games. Yeah, I agree. Because it's coming.
Standard amount of RAM by 2025, 64 gigs, and base build is 2 terabyte SSD.
And VME?
Sure, why not?
Sure.
2 terabyte.
Well, but think about this. By, you know, in 2.5 years, we're not going to have the next consoles out yet. They'll probably be like slim, or maybe like a mid-cycle refresh or something, but probably not. I'm gonna say we're on the consoles we're on for the next 2.5 years. So you got to think of it that way. That we have the baseline right now, Gordon. There's not going to be any consoles like pushing it up.
Oh, I don't care about that. I'm just saying our baseline will be 2 terabytes of storage SSD, 64 gigs of RAM, and the mid-range CPU will be 12 cores, maybe even 16.
Oh my god!
The reason I'm laughing so hard is because I don't know if Gordon's making predictions or just asking for things that he wants.
No, I look. We're 20. We're basically at the end of 2021. That's 22, 23, 24, 25. Holy smokes! Yeah, that's totally 64 gigs, 2 terabyte base, 16 core base CPU. For 3 years from now, that's what else? GPU performance will be your mid-range GPU performance will be 3080.
That sounds doable.
By 2025, come on. Have a little faith.
The problem is by 2025, mid-range GPU price will also be 3080. That's tech.
It will not be. It will not be. This too shall pass, and prices will go back down.
All right. Well, what about GPU market share between the three? Intel will obviously be out then with discrete desktop parts. What about market share? Where do you think it all shakes out by that point? Episode 300.
Unfortunately it'll be, well, I mean, from some points of view, but I'm pretty sure Intel will slide into second, unless it totally fails. Don't you think? Second, 1, 2, 3, NVIDIA, Intel, AMD.
I'm not making predictions on this one. I have no idea, but that sounds very possible.
I mean, it sounds possible, but I think it really depends on how much they can produce.
We're talking Intel here. That's like bags of money. So that, I think it's hard, AMD will still be there. They'll be extremely, they will be playing. They will still be a major competitor, but Intel, I think, will be a major player too. So, and it's hard to beat their resources. They'll be a solid second market share, I think. But I think it'll be enough for everybody. That's the thing, is it expands for everybody.
I agree with that. I think it'll depend on whether Intel can get its GPUs in-house, because right now they're having to fight with AMD for TSMC manufacturing, and AMD is a preferred TSMC partner. So that's part of the reason why I'm not going to go out on a limb with all this, because I could see all kinds of stuff happening in the next 3 years as far as share goes. See, I do think, speaking of share, I will go ahead and say I think 1080p or below monitors will continue to have 50+% market share on the Steam hardware survey.
Oh, you don't think 1440p is gonna start taking over?
They'll get more popular, but I think 1080p or less will be more than 50% in 2025.
No, that's a good one.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
1080 at higher refresh, 200 plus. 1080 200 plus.
Sure.
Fair.
And you can't measure that on Steam, so I'm just doing the resolution.
By 2025, here's my bold prediction again. By 2025, now I'm just going to put it out there. 2025, it'll be the third golden age of PC gaming and PCs all over again. And I would argue the second, the first golden age was, 90s, right? Late 90s. Seemed like all things were possible. Got very dark there. But up until the GPU shortage, the pandemic, we were really in a golden age of PC gaming. Everybody, even analysts, and everybody recognized that clearly PC gaming was superior to everything. Everybody wants to play PC gaming, right? Up until now, it's just you can't get it. Is the reason why it sucks. By 2025, due to the competition, everything getting back to normal, and heavy competition between all lower prices, it'll be the third golden age of PC gaming.
Wow.
Because
I could see that coming.
We'll be beyond all this disruption. Everybody's just looking forward to playing games again, and we'll be there.
All right.
It'll be the jazz age for computers.
Jazz age. I like it.
All right.
I
Gaming,
got something, actually.
Okay,
real
go
quick.
ahead.
I didn't get to slip it in when it was more thematically topically relevant, but I think by 2025, the venerable RX 580 will finally die. He will finally be allowed its long
Don't you
rest.
wish you had just bought like 8 of them or 10 of them and just put them on a shelf?
Dude, my friend has that. He bought them for mining, and then my friend, being my friend, he buys things and never uses them. They're just like sitting around. And I was like, if you want to, you could sell that.
Yikes.
And then he's like, yeah, but that would take work.
He's selling for good money now.
Yeah, that's worth the work. Oh man, yikes. We had a prediction from the chat. Eek44 gave us 45 more Danish krone. Thank you so much. Said, have a good night. It sounds like they're peacing out. It says AMD will release a 32-core desktop CPU by episode 300.
Bold statement.
Not count Threadripper, like Ryzen.
Yeah. Ryzen. Yeah. Mainstream part.
Yeah. I was thinking about that, but I don't want to make any bets on CPU counts either. I made my last one with the 16-core max out. I still don't feel like it's going to advance very hard, but
I don't know, because that's
that's 3 years from now.
Yeah.
It's 3 years from now, but I feel like just from the indicators we've seen on things that are being announced, like that's not the focus right now. Like they did that. They basically came out, dropped their mic. They're like, look, we had a point to prove. We proved it. Now we're going to go do things that like substantially improve things without necessarily having that same razzle dazzle effect.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that makes it tricky for me is like Intel's new push for mixture performance and efficiency cores, and AMD possibly following suit. And I have no idea how that's all going to break down in the future. So that's part of the reason why I don't want to make CPU core count predictions. But I will predict that Fortnite will remain a top 5 most played video game.
Yeah.
You think so? By 2025?
It just started season 3, right?
Yeah.
Is it still going? I don't follow any of that stuff.
They just had a big reset. Yeah.
No, I mean, but is it still popular?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
You know what? I know that I will predict by 2025, people will be sick of Fortnite and have moved on to something else.
Mm-hmm. It's the new Minecraft.
No, nothing could be the new Minecraft. Minecraft is
still
Minecraft.
popular too.
I mean,
isn't
Minecraft is, yeah. I'm not saying it's going to replace Minecraft. It's going to be another one like Minecraft.
Alminecraft is like everybody
always goes.
Everybody should own a Minecraft account because it
of course.
The money, the return on investment for Minecraft is stupendous. So
interesting. Ruru2's throwing something interesting out here. 20 by episode 300, Netflix gaming will replace Twitch for watching game streams. That'd be
that's a
interesting.
bold statement.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. But also Netflix getting into gaming. I'm going to say that is not going to pan out.
Well, but it's streaming though. It's really
no. But they're getting into gaming, like interactive. They've had the interactive stuff, but they're also trying to get. I can't remember what developer or publisher that they had bought. But no, they're getting into gaming.
Yeah, it's really interesting companies doing that because it's like they think that they can just buy their way into it, or if they have enough money to throw at it, it'll work. But as we've seen with Amazon, like it doesn't always work out quite as smoothly as expected.
Yeah.
Although Twitch has still been stupendous for Amazon, right?
Yeah, but like that's not like really getting into games like development and like trying really hard to break in that way.
Yeah, I feel like Twitch hasn't been adapting as quick as the people who enjoy Twitch want it to. They've had some blowback and some problems. So
Really?
yeah,
I mean, it feels like it isn't in the. It feels like the money isn't in developing games necessarily for people to play, but it's to host a service, to make a service where people enjoy watching others play.
I mean, I could see instead of Netflix getting into developing and publishing video games, I could see them getting into game streaming. Hey, you want to stream a movie or you want to stream a game?
Well, I don't know about.
That's my guess on what they're doing.
I don't think game streaming that's not going to go anywhere unless you own GPUs or you already own something like Xbox. I would think like the easy target is Twitch. If people are having problems with Twitch, you get those Twitch stars. They're not tied to Twitch. Come over to Netflix. We will pay you better. Bring your audience with you because it's about eyeballs. It's not necessarily about what actually pounding the keyboard. It's about. I mean, it's about the eyeballs.
But you need interactive features that Netflix doesn't have right now. Chat.
But
like things like that.
That's not exactly rocket science stuff.
It's not, but I mean they're starting from zero. In a lot of ways, just as much as game streaming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make that prediction too. Then 2025, Netflix will have replaced Twitch as the premier stream game place to watch. All right, you want to throw one out there?
I feel like Netflix would need to get the whole watch party feature in order first, even before they could start doing anything like on the scale of Twitch.
True.
I think by 2025, game streaming like GeForce Now and Netflix gaming or whatever will be at least 5 times more popular than it is now.
Oh yeah, and Xbox and
all those together. That's something you can count, and like NVIDIA announces GeForce Now subscribers, Microsoft announces Game Pass subscribers. So you can kind of measure that. So.
What's the service from NVIDIA, Brad?
GeForce Now.
The streak continues.
Once every episode, right?
Your friend in the chat, no, that is their name, your friend, says Netflix costs money, Twitch doesn't.
Yeah, but I think the thing is, you have people going to Twitch to throw dollar bills at people for playing a game. They own Netflix. Netflix basically attacks the weaknesses of Twitch to get those stars to come over to their platform, bringing the eyeballs with them. It's, by giving you the features that Twitch has not so far given you. So
yeah, but you're going to lose some of those eyeballs because it's not a free service.
That's not easy to.
But if you're going there to throw money at them, who's going to quibble over not having Netflix? And everybody has Netflix. That's like Amazon Prime and Netflix are like, you might as well just like permanently attach your wages for like Amazon and Netflix at this point. Do you have Netflix and Amazon Prime?
Wait, what?
I do.
Yes.
A friend told me the other day that they didn't have Amazon Prime, and I was actually like, whoa, you don't have Amazon Prime?
Right,
yeah. I remember.
How's he going to get to Mars on the space bus?
Well, another interesting one that's very hot and heavy, starting off in the news recently, is NFTs in games. I'll predict that by episode 300, it'll have peaked and then just completely fizzled out because nobody cares except for investors and stuff. Like,
I hope so.
It's such a weird, stupid thing.
Yeah, an NFT is totally a made-up thing by the media. Doesn't even exist.
I mean, a lot of people are making money off NFTs. It just is a lot of people who already have a lot of money. Everyone else doesn't care.
They're NFTs to themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll see.
Eek44, friend of the show, gave us 169 Danish krone. Wow, thank you so much. It's not 44, it's 169. Said Netflix title for me: watch old man die and die in CS:GO over and over again. That's pretty good. That
would actually be really cool, is to have like fantasy, like if you have like world's top champion CSGO player from 10 years ago playing against the current top champions?
I'd watch that.
I'd watch that because you kind of want to.
It'd be so sad though.
Well, how do you know? Experience. You get the experience.
I mean, people are like retiring at like 21 because they have like severe arthritis, and
that's not any different than gymnastics or tennis, right?
I know,
Like,
but
what?
that's what I'm saying.
You're 18,
but you don't have
you're
gymnasts
old.
competing again.
Yeah,
You're
they come
50.
back. Hey, old gymnast, come on, try
Yeah,
to
but would you?
do
I
some
would.
flips.
But would you watch that? I would. Nadia
watch it 'cause
Comaneci, like,
there's five
oh, we got to
out.
see this. Oh my God! Call the paramedics. No, you don't know. You don't know.
Brutal.
Man, oh, that's dark. All right. Anything else?
Oh my God, my back. Oh, okay, I throw. You can have it.
Anything else to predict episode 300? What the future is going to be like? Episode 300.
I really hate the timing because I feel like I would be a lot more bold if it wasn't at the end of 2021.
Oh,
I have,
But
it's
I'm
been hard.
pretty good with where I'm at.
I have a specific one to the full nerd.
Oh, please.
I would say that by 2025, I almost said Gordon, sorry. Adam will have finally remade the garage set over in the way he wants.
I just want a new tabletop. That's all I want.
There's a lot of history to this tabletop.
Actually, you know what? I did just order some new lights to replace these hot lights. So we're gonna have LEDs up here.
You're going to get that wall down. You're going to get the table replaced.
Yeah, all these
You're going to
things.
get the lights changed.
Anybody want to make any predictions on PC style? I feel like that, sometimes you get like a major change. I don't think it will change.
Tempered
but
glass all the way around.
I think that small form factor is going to dominate for a while
Oh,
for
yeah.
DIY builds.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think that's almost going to become among the people who enjoy building, like that's going to be pretty standard. I think the ATX, towers will still be common among people who have like a very set budget. But I think for the people who want to get like a little fancier before, it was all like custom water cooling, fancy stuff, and that'll still be a thing. But I think like the rise of like small form factor is going to be pretty dominant for a while. So I think we might end up seeing like a lot of things around the PC geared towards that, just to kind of, ride that trend. I think that's going to look a little different than what we thought of in the past, like the extreme mods and stuff like that, which are still cool, but I don't see as much of it anymore.
Yeah.
I like it. Sweet. Anything else for 300? The future of the full nerd. Future of the full nerd.
Flap my lips enough on this.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's been this continues to waft in my direction. I think it's mostly that horrible monster with the ultra watermelon. That thing is. I can't wait to pour that down the drain.
Don't. That's bad for the pipes.
Oh, okay, well, whatever I'm going to do with it, it's not going to be pretty. So my last little thing I'm going to switch over to here is Happy Holidays. I got a couple good ways to end the holidays, or to end talking about the holidays. One of them, I'm excited. I recently worked on a project for the past couple months where a friend of the show who enjoys PC World and the Full Nerd had reached out a little bit ago and said, hey, you know what? I want to donate some PC parts for a build to go to somebody in need. And it's something I've been working on for a while. I built the PC. I teamed up with Travis Peacock from Shellback Tech to give that gaming PC to a disabled veteran. The video is set to premiere tomorrow. Right now at 7:30 a.m. Pacific. You can go look at the premiere post right now. Sign up for it. Click that little bell so that you can be there in the chat with us. But man, that was a fun thing. Out of all the PC builds that I've done in the years that I've worked here, that was my first time building a PC for somebody else, and just thinking about surprising them. They had no idea it was coming, and just like putting it together and working with a team outside of even just PC World's walls. And it was awesome. I'm excited for everyone to see that. Is really cool, and yeah. So I think that'll be a good way to end the holidays. We got some other stuff coming too. Willis has been working on a end of the year blooper reel that I think everybody saw the first cut of yesterday internally, and it's some pretty funny moments from 2021.
Made me laugh.
Yeah. We got a couple other videos that are still to launch, but yeah, I'm excited for the one tomorrow. Definitely give it a check out, and check out Shellback Tech. He does a lot of good. Got a lot of good mods and builds going to disabled veterans and first responders. So it's a good cause. One I was happy to be a part of, and I definitely want to do more charity kind of builds like that in the future. That's for sure. Yeah, and it's 2021. Wow, it's been crazy. We kind of
2021, 200 episodes.
Yeah,
big end of the month.
Crazy run. Actually, I had a fun graphic. I think it was Big Mama in the House. I'm gonna. Oh, yep. AK Big Mama in the House sent me this link. I'm gonna flash it up here. You'll have to go to the Discord to look, but it's some sort of plugin where they took a still from all of the episodes from this year, and it's kind of a fun little amalgamation of all of our faces through the year. So, kind of a fun little thing.
Oh, cute.
To look back at. Yeah. If you want to see the full size one, it's over on Discord. So that's a fun one.
Adam.
Yes.
Have we discussed yet your amazing sweatshirt, as well as Gordon's shirt as well already?
Oh yeah, I did kind of mention it a little bit at the beginning, but yeah, I think there's a little bit of time left to get in on some uglier Christmas sweaters. This is a sweater. There is a T-shirt version of this as well. I have it underneath. Gordon has the other one. I'm thinking I might actually change the coloring and kind of still have that in the future as not a Christmas thing as well. But if you want to get the specific Christmas ones, get them in now with our merch. It's been a fun year for merch. Wow.
I bought the shirt instead of the sweater, so that way I can still wear it in the summer, be showing off my holiday spirit.
There you go.
Geek spirit.
It
all
is
around the year.
Cutest, ugliest Christmas sweater.
Yeah.
Why is it in green?
Why is it in green? Oh, it comes in different colors.
Oh,
you can get blue, red. The one you're wearing, I got in like a deep burgundy, which matched pretty well. That's what Lindsay and I were wearing. We were twinners yesterday on that one. So honestly, the merch has just been an effort of me being excited to buy some stuff with our logo on it. So that's how I've been making them. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. I get sappy. I just want to thank not only all of you cool people for being on the show, but all the fans out there too. Everybody's been super awesome. And yes, thank you to Gordon and Lena, Brad, Keith, all the cool guests we had on. We had some cool guests on this year.
Yeah, it was a fun year. I mean, if you think about it,
Yep.
Hardware does not stop for anything. So it's been an exciting year.
Right. I tell you what, I've really liked doing this episode, the way it lined up in particular, 200 episodes, as well as the end of the year predictions, because like Adam just said it, like every one of y'all who are listening and watching and tuning in and joining us live, like y'all are part of this show. We wouldn't be doing it without y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I was really geeking on the fact that some of those predictions from 2019 had y'all's names on it, and I recognized them, and there were people in the chat today. So thanks to each and every one of y'all for hanging out.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it's been a hard couple of years, but it's honestly hanging out with everybody live with our people, our PC people, has made it a lot more bearable.
Yeah, so. and we're gonna keep going, and we have some plans. I've been in plenty of planning sessions for what 2022 brings, so I'm excited to show off that stuff. But one last cheesy thing for me. After reading a review on one of our past episodes, we actually got a couple more reviews on the podcast feed from Apple Podcasts. One of them definitely made me tear up. This first one, is from Lucian. Said a top tier tech treat. Gave us 5 stars. Said, I love the crew. Gordon is my grumpy spirit animal, and we have very similar opinions. And it makes me laugh because as he is realizing his age, saying certain things, I am too. Lol. Can't live without the show. Thank you so much. That's a good one. And then the other one. Was from Free My 64. Said, great podcast. Gave us 5 stars. Thank you so much. Said, I just wanted to take a moment to note that the Full Nerd is both consistently educational and entertaining. As someone who is interested in computers but who had not been deeply engaged on the topic for some time, their discussion has vastly increased my knowledge. Moreover, for Gordon and anyone from the publishing side, their evident knowledge of the subject has led me to use PCWorld.com as my first stop for information on considering my own PC purchases and upgrades. Thank you so much. No, thank you. That brings joy to what we do. And sometimes it is a thankless job, but yeah, comments like that definitely keep us working harder and trying to bring you awesome content, because we love what we do, and it's great when everybody else does too.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, yeah, that's enough me being sappy. This is the end of the year. Then we got CES. The first episode will probably be later that week. We have some stuff planned, but yeah, we'll do some CES stuff. We're not going to be there, but yeah, we're going to cover it online again, and look forward to that.
So people who aren't in the industry probably don't know that CES is that first week of January after the holiday break.
Yeah.
So that's where you can expect to see all sorts of PC announcements. So stay tuned. It'll be a fun way to start the year.
Yeah, definitely. CES will be a big year this year. So stay tuned. Make sure you watch what happens first part of the year at CES.
It's exciting.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
It's exciting. Well, thank you. I guess, Gordon, why don't you take us out for the last time of 2021?
Crazy. Check back next week for your Fix Up PC Talk.
Not next week.
Wait. Oh, you're right.
Next year.
Check back next year for your Fix Up PC Talk on the Full Nerd. For our audio listeners, subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or Stitcher. And if you're on one of those services, please do leave a comment. If you can make Adam tear up, you will get an extra no prize. Send questions and comments to thefullnerd@PCWorld.com. Thanks for coming. I'm Gordon Mahong with Brad Charkis.
Happy New Year, y'all.
Eleni E.
Bye, everyone.
And Adam Patrick Murray is going to hit the out switch.
Happy holidays. Stay safe, and have a great rest of the year. We'll talk to you later. Bye.